believe that even YouTube was censoring the whole national protest shit. Numerous people told me they couldn't find anything about it anywhere. I think only I got through because I'm such a small channel, they didn't even fucking bother. I don't know though, because an algorithm should catch everything. I don't know how it works. Sounds about right. Either they're afraid or they're complicit. Well, in my mind, there's no real difference. It was strange that, like, big time left wing media didn't really, like, even independent. I didn't hear anything from Kyle about it unless I just missed it. Like Hassan, all these, I didn't see shit. I don't know.
No.
Hello.
Hey, fellas, how you going?
Not bad.
How'd your strike go?
Pretty well.
3 strikes, you're out. Woohoo!
In downtown Asheville, it was massive.
Yeah, full on, man. I haven't actually looked at the news or anything at all about it. So, yeah,
Well,
being the weekend, I haven't sussed into it at all.
It's sort of hard to find, like, from a lot of places because somehow it's getting repressed.
Hadn't even thought of that. But yeah, continue, please. Keen as to hear now.
We've got a lot of shit, and I haven't been following news much lately, but just brief overview, like I'm learning shit like really quickly. Like Twitter literally put down a fucking carpet ban on anything involving like anti-Trump or anti-ICE. And then they turned around and claimed that it was some sort of a glitch that was caused by an outage.
Well, somebody just bought Twitter. One of the Trump fanatics just bought it.
Exactly. But regardless of that, an outage doesn't specifically choose certain things to not allow. That's retarded.
Yeah,
what do you mean by an outage? Hey, sorry, I don't fully understand it.
So
What's this,
the
ban? Is that what you're calling the outage?
So no, there was a shadow ban on certain topics on Twitter, and numerous people started noticing it.
And and you're calling that the outage, are you?
So Twitter, some official claimed that there was no ban on free speech, that it was caused by an outage somewhere, like a server outage or something, and it caused some weird glitches. But that's bullshit. That wouldn't happen. Like it wouldn't cause a specific
too convenient
selective deleting.
Yeah, it's retarded. But like I don't know the depth of how far shit like that's going. Like it could, I know that certain media outlets, especially mainstream media, has always been bullshit. Like they're bought and paid for. So there's a high likelihood they're not covering any of this either. There's very few places where you can get actual legitimate information. Yeah, I know that the Trump regime right now really desperately wants no one to know about how successful that fucking strike was. It was massive.
Was it really good?
The Epstein files just came out.
That's why I'm asking you specifically, Troy, rather than looking, elsewhere first. I agree.
Right.
I'm glad that you're doing no MAGA, but that might make the stream There's
Well,
no art to it. You know what I mean? It might make the stream a little bit dull.
That's true, and I covered that when I made the announcement.
I know you did.
I honestly, I'm just being honest. Like, my values are more important than this stream.
Good on you, brother. I'll keep appearing.
Right, like
regardless, I think anyway. You know, I appreciate and
you don't
value
need
your
MAGA
values.
to have entertainment. MAGA is like the lowest.
No, I agree.
That is that's an important thing. Is that I was very specific. I'm not anti-conservative. We can have conversations across the aisle. MAGA is a whole different beast. MAGA is like
I'm so glad there's some Americans understanding this finally, because this has been prevalent to the rest of the world for fucking 2 decades. Well,
I know.
MAGA's an insurgency group, just like the Taliban was an insurgency group to take over the government. MAGA's the same thing as the Taliban.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
Absolutely, brother. You know,
but there's still, it's catching
99% of what you say. It's all good.
It's catching a lot of momentum, but still, I have to say, there's still too many fucking retarded people. Like,
I can't believe how slow it is. I agree. I'm a fucking Aussie understanding it, man. A decade ago.
Propaganda.
Yes, and that's kind of...
This is what blows me away. That's the thing that keeps me coming back, and that's the thing that keeps my eyes glowing as I'm looking at these maggots going, how can you be so dumb?
Well, it's like Gadwin said, propaganda isn't just like a right now thing. They've been pushing certain ideas for so long that these people are warped. They can't think outside of their bubble.
Like Patrick in chat now.
Yeah.
Like, it takes me effort to find guys like you and Gads. Like, literally, you're 1 out of 100. The pair of yous. I go through fucking 100 Americans. I find 1 or 2 that I find about 10 that vaguely understand. I find 1 or 2 that actually understand. And that's the you two here. You know, you don't have to be an activist. All I'm looking for is people that just fucking understand. That's all, brother.
Right.
And that's hard enough in itself.
It is, and I should take that as a compliment, but sadly, the bigger picture, I don't. It's fucking sad.
It was supposed to be.
Like, I'm not a genius. I'm not special. I just fucking care about truth. That's it. And
that's where my glowing eyes come from when I'm fucking looking at this shit. How the fucking these nutbags be so nuts?
Look at Patrick. He's a good example. Highly intelligent people don't insult and criticize other people. It just brings facts. His next comment, you bunch of fucking goose.
And by the way, it's hilarious and ironic, but I agree with your statement about highly intelligent people. The sad thing is, you are the opposite of what you're claiming. You don't ever bring facts. Not once have you ever brought a fact in the entire time you've been here.
Like, he basically says he's an idiot.
What, you're talking about me?
He calls us names.
I know. It's hilarious.
The buffoonery.
Yeah, but still, like I said, I've thought about it quite a bit, and I do realize that it's going to put a hit on entertainment. I'm not backing down on that.
You're a good brother.
We have tried over and over and over and over to reach them. They are incapable of dialogue.
Well, they don't want to. They want to just argue with people.
Run out of entertainment from George Takei.
I know exactly. They come at everything through emotion, and the purpose of dialogue in this sort of setting is logic. They don't use logic, so why bother? Why even entertain it? It's pointless.
And they just want to fight with people because they, for some reason, get enjoyment out arguing about nothing usually.
Well, it's because why they're arguing. It's because it's about a tribal sense of identity. They believe that, like, it's about representing their tribe. That's all it is, and that's why they lie so much. It's why they don't give a fuck about actual facts.
I'm still there, yeah. Sorry, microphone receiver went weird.
It's all good. I may have to break away in about an hour for a minute because it's this is the second time in only a couple of weeks that it's getting this cold. I need to ramp up my water again or my pipes are going to freeze, and I don't want to have to pay for that shit again.
Oh, just slowly let your faucets go around, turn all your faucets on to just sort of steady streams coming out of them.
That's what I'm doing. Because I live in a mobile home, I don't have protection for my pipes. So it's
Yeah.
especially worse for me. Like my
Yeah,
shit,
you just have skirting around the edge.
exactly. Like 1 year, it got to -10 and I'd always dripped. I even ran it at like a pencil size. It was like a pretty steady stream and it
Yeah, that's what I
froze
usually do.
all the way down. It froze into like there was a solid icicle going from the faucet down to the sink drain.
Yeah,
And
it's bad
yeah,
for you guys, especially because you're not prepared for it. Up here, we're built.
well,
Our
that's the thing. We
architecture's built
we we
for it.
should be like in North Carolina. It don't get as bad as up there, obviously, but it's not like
Yeah, I got a foot of
Texas.
snow right
Yeah,
now.
we got like 6 inches, but Jesus Christ, see, like we're not Texas either. We should like have legal shit to where you have to build certain shit by to keep freezing and shit from happening.
Winterization.
Basically, yes. I would be
Yeah, you're
fine.
about
I can help warm internal pipes, Melody. Sorry.
I didn't see that coming.
You got more coming tomorrow, I
Wow.
think.
I
It
think
looks like
so.
it's gonna miss me this time.
It's
21 degrees here today, fellas. This is pretty cool. This is half of what it normally is.
so
It
for
was
you,
35
that's cold.
yesterday.
Yeah, but it's summer
Yeah,
for
man.
you. It's winter for us. You're in the southern hemisphere. We're northern
Yeah,
hemisphere.
dude, but it's
The
been
opposite.
fucking 47, brothers.
Did your
Jesus.
pipes
This
burst,
is
Melody, or did they just freeze? Like, did they not break though? You're lucky if they don't.
A lot of times, if you have brass, it will break at the joints. But like here, we have PEX. We had PEX installed and replaced all the brass.
We've swapped over to plastic because of all the copper and brass.
Well, it's called PEX.
I use PEX here, and the
cool.
beauty of PEX is that it expands. However, that doesn't make it freeze proof. It just helps.
Yeah, it can take a lot more
Right.
pressure before it actually explodes.
Yep. I was talking
and the joints don't come apart as easy.
That's true. I was talking to a family member today, and it just amazes me. Like they pretend to be this like the whole enlightened centrist bullshit. And what that does is it makes it to where people aren't aware of how extreme this moment is. Everybody's just like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are just like, well, all presidents are corrupt. Yes, but not like this. You haven't seen this shit in your lifetime.
And they play it off like it's normal, like it's
like
nothing.
What the fuck? Is
Like,
that real, or is that them afraid and they won't say it? Like, what is it? I don't understand.
It's weird because a lot of it's the recall, but you and I grew up at a time when Clinton was put on trial for getting a blowjob from a legal age woman. They threw a hissy fit, and now we have a president that like is in Epstein files and everything else. 34-time felon.
I think part of that is the propaganda and shit from the right.
Of him hand job with Clinton.
Oh, by the way, the Epstein, I meant to get into that too. You brought it up.
2 million files.
Yes, but it's still not all of it. They're still holding back some of the shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of about Bill Gates and stuff like that. He was secretly giving his wife medication because of his STD or something like that. And
I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah, I posted a thing. CoffeeZilla did a piece about it. I posted it over in the Discord.
I'll have to
it's
check
a lot.
that
Bill
out.
Gates, Elon Musk.
Heaters on your pipes, man.
Well,
like, you're literally on your pipes, like what Melody
you're supposed to. For one, you're supposed to have your if you have internal heating. I'm weird. I only have one room, which makes this more difficult. But normal people, if there's a danger of pipe freezing, you open the cabinets to the bottom of your sinks so that warm air gets to it better. And if it freezes, especially, you put like space heaters there where the pipes are.
What you can also get is like insulation
and I will
around.
Kill any house I move into the first year I fucking go there because none of this is in my brainwaves.
Well, it makes sense because
it's not a thing that you have to do.
You don't have to worry about it, but you can learn from it if you ever need to. You could quickly learn
if
like
if you
what the fuck is dripping the Melody? I mean, I can figure. Sorry,
It's just
buddy.
letting it drip. It's letting the faucet run.
When you let it drip, it causes
cool.
momentum to where it won't freeze
I'm
as easily.
genuinely ignorant, brother. I just do not have to do this. This is full on to me.
A lot of people still think it's a myth, but there's actual science behind dripping faucets to keep it from freezing.
Well, it's just like a stream. If you have a running stream, it doesn't freeze as though like still water freezes. I mean,
it's movement.
Exactly. And water expands. That's basically the crux of it all.
Yeah.
No,
moving water doesn't
understand
freeze.
the physics. I just wouldn't think of it, brother. That's all.
It makes sense.
Like, it's just way beyond me, man.
I wouldn't think of it if I wasn't dealing with it. In fact, I had to learn the hard way when I moved into my own place. I was just didn't know shit about shit, and I had my pipes freeze like 2 years in a row.
Oh, I had
the reverse
pipe
is if
from
you
the
came over
well
to
coming
here,
into
you
the
guys
house
would
freeze
suffer
over.
big time by not knowing the heat side of things. You know,
probably
heat would fuck you up more than ice would fuck you up. I think. Like,
that wouldn't surprise me. But personally, this is just me. But I hate heat. It saps everything. Like, I can handle cold way better.
Exactly, and absolutely
fuck
understand.
Heat.
Big construction worker working out -20 all day long with the wind blowing.
That's true, but that's a special. That's a different situation.
This is cool.
If you have to work in it, that's a whole different deal. But like most people don't have to be out in it. It's
Tribes. This is Australia last week.
Was it really the hottest place on Earth?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
45 degrees from most of the bottom.
I thought like Africa and shit was way hotter.
You'd think, hey, but look at Africa with that nice little green section at the top and blah blah blah. What the fuck is? Hold on, guys. What the fuck is the equator getting a nice fucking pleasant fucking green zone for?
It's because the poles heat faster. Heat accumulates at the poles and then pushes outward from there.
Hold on, I don't get that. What do you mean?
Heat rises, so heat goes to the poles. The poles are heating faster than anywhere else.
Hold on, the North and South Pole aren't actually higher. They are just at the top of the two-dimensional maps that we draw.
Right.
They're not actually higher to the center
of the globe. The heat will accumulate to the highest points. The highest point would be the North Pole and the South Pole, because at each way it pulls both ways. And all the UV radiation that comes from the sun.
I don't get your first premise there. Why are they higher?
Heat rises.
Yeah. But the North and South Pole isn't actually higher compared to the center of the planet. It's just higher on a two-dimensional drawn map. Like, you know physics, yeah? Like, I know you do, man. I'm not fucking patronizing you.
I don't have a clue about any of this, so I'm not going to weigh in.
Well, North and South Pole are the same fucking height as anywhere else in the fucking sky. The height goes from the Earth to the space. It doesn't go from fucking where it is located on a fucking Gleason or on a fucking Atlas map.
Because Patrick seems to get confused so often, let me help him out and I'll dumb it down. Most people don't have to be out in it. Are you fucking nuts? Now, it should be obvious by the way I said it, although you are a very stupid individual, but I'm talking about you aren't in it for extended periods of time. Most people work indoors now. Now, I completely agree with people who are stuck outside. Like, why do I need to explain this shit? Retarded.
Melody, Australians don't even know what the fuck 60 degrees F is because we're not spastic retards that use imperial. We're fucking normal people that use metric like you do for fucking guns and science. Now get with the rest of the world and use it for the rest of your fucking measurements.
The thing is, with guns, we actually use both, which is so weird. We have 9mm bullets and we.
Yeah.
I don't remember the others.
Neither do I, but I'm aware that they do exist.
Yeah, but drugs.
We use drugs for drugs.
Oh man, we use imperial for drugs, so I have to slap myself here. That's the only reason. And Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I know feet and fucking inches and the what is it? The colon or the double colon is the sign for inches. Like, there's no
Right.
Australian that would understand that unless they'd played Dungeons and Dragons.
Actually, I think Australia would know because people in England still use feet and inches. That's who first started that for America.
Even they do a metric now, though. They did.
Yeah,
but
they
even
switched to
their
it now.
tons and tonnage is different to your tons and tonnage, isn't it? And what the fuck is a stone? Like, fucking hell, they use that as a measurement.
That's Scottish.
Is it? Yeah, cool. Like, which fucking stone, motherfucker? You kilt wearing turds.
Patrick, I never said that everyone works inside, but a vast majority do. This is common knowledge. This is very easy to understand shit.
Patrick, you should like give up being MAGA so you can come up on the stream, brother.
You don't have to. Well, I guess if you look at MAGA as like a bigger thing than Trump, and you agree with America first, I can let that slide. But you have to at least claim that you are not pro-Trump.
Oh, he's definitely a Trump fart sniffer.
Yes, then he is not coming up.
It's so good. I'm fucking around, guys. Jesus.
I guess Patrick doesn't know heat rises, cold
He doesn't
sinks.
know anything.
Yeah, not really. Just as long as he can try to troll somebody or argue with someone.
Pretty much. And that goes back to what we were talking about. There's a common thread among MAGA people. They're not serious. That you shouldn't, like, they're trolls, all of them. They like everything is about tribalism and owning the libs. They're stupid. Which
Patrick
is why
lives on a flat world, right? Patrick, you're a flat earther, yeah? Like,
No.
it's got to be true.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Where are you typing, Gads, for it to come up on the stream but not on the YouTube of like that Goebel's believed average people comment isn't on Trobe's YouTube
Isn't it?
It's only on your stream. So where are you typing, Gads? Because it comes up on my link as well.
To me, it
I
showed
just
up.
realized-
To me, it showed up
Yeah.
on both because I got a duplicate of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not on my YouTube, but it's only on StreamYard.
What, the
I was
UK?
only noticing because I just jumped over to your YouTube because I'm also like linking, but I'm doing a copy of your stream on my channel just to try and get people to come here. Yeah, if I type on StreamYard, it doesn't add to your YouTube chat, which makes the chat like misconstrued. So I've got to keep remembering to go to your YouTube channel to do chat.
I
But
do it
then
right in
keep changing
StreamYard.
options on StreamYard. Yeah, but you're not sharing his stream, I'm gathering. It's only because I share his stream that I have to do this. Otherwise, it'll just
Well, it
put
should
my
automatically
chats
go to
onto
both
my
then.
share. Well, it should, but it doesn't. Yours
Yeah.
do. That's why I was wondering, where the fuck are you typing? And by the sounds of it, you're typing from StreamYard. But they aren't coming up necessarily always on Trobe's YouTube channel. Like that Go Bells.
Melody,
comment
you
didn't.
can't leave. You need
Have
to get your
fun,
bubble
Melody.
moist.
Avoid ice at all costs.
Melody,
don't want-
videos on your channel. Don't care if they're 30 seconds long, fucking. Rave videos are cool. Molly, 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 Molly.
Getting a bit old for raves.
My life's getting dull, Gads, isn't yours? I'd go to a rave.
I have nothing
Fuck it.
against them, but there's a time and a place, and I find it weird that people are out doing shit like that when literally the whole country's falling apart. It's like they're acting. It's like plugging your fingers in your ears and la la la. Like, what the hell?
Fair enough.
Yeah, people still
Before
had
when I did
parties
it, I
when the
was
Nazis
curious
were
about
doing
the
their thing.
drugs. Now I might be scared about the drugs. That's all.
Speaking of Italy,
fentanyl.
that's another funny thing. ICE is so hated worldwide that Italy is literally staging protests that ICE is not coming to the Olympics.
Yeah, is that the one, Olympics or FIFA, where fucking, no, you guys are hosting FIFA and we're trying to stop it. That's right. But fucking ICE is now allowed to, what was it, the Olympics?
So
And that's not in America, right?
Trump said, we're going to send ICE, a detachment of ICE, to the Olympics as a protection detail.
Where's the Olympics occurring?
In Italy.
Yeah, Italy. Yeah, cool. Sorry, I did not know.
And Italians are pissed as fuck.
How can he do that?
He can't.
Well, he shouldn't. He breaks the law
No,
constantly.
he could just send them as tourists.
Well, what he said, he tried to circumvent the issues and said they are not there to enforce any sort of immigration enforcement. But still, people are like, "Fuck you! Keep your fucking pieces of shit out of our country."
Let's send
There's a
racist
Gestapo
to a multicultural event. Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, well, I know it's Gestapo. I know you two know it's Gestapo. It blows me away how many other people on both sides still in your country do not acknowledge
it's
that
because some people I think know and they're too afraid to say it. And then some people are literally have been fucking propagandized for decades and they're like, I don't know how to fix it unless we somehow like make the shit illegal to fucking spread bullshit.
It's going to be purged here soon. People are about fed up with the bullshit, like all these protests and everything. Like ICE is on the run now, which I love that video where the guy was getting water tanks in the back of his car and driving around putting ice down on the road and shit like that to make him slip and fall and shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the
ice
guy slipping?
I didn't.
Yeah, there's an ice guy who goes around after somebody slips and busts his fucking ass.
Oh, I did. I did see that. I didn't know if that was one of the things that people caused on purpose, like made.
No, they didn't. I don't think they caused that on purpose, but they were like going ahead of ice people and then just like running water onto the road.
I did see the reaction afterward. Everybody was like laughing their ass off, like dying.
And he ran off in shame, like.
Well, that's pretty much ICE everywhere now, especially in any big city. They're getting like called fucking the Gestapo, pieces of shit. Like they're hated.
So what's the next step? Active violence against them, because that's what seems to be appearing in.
Well, for now, I think I'm still subscribing to peaceful until there's no other option, and I believe that if this,
I think you've passed that already from my perspective as an outsider.
I think there's still stuff we can do. For example, the biggest, I hadn't even really thought too much about it, but our power as consumers.
No, hold on. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the overall picture, right? But I mean specific incidents with ICE. The thing that's happening
people started
now
murdering
is
ICE,
violence.
The military is going to be put in on people, and the military is going to start killing people en masse, like Iran.
Well, the military, in my view, will not do it. They will splinter, and it will become a civil war. I think most of the military
team up with the Trump.
Right. I think most of the military would say,
he called them all fat cunts. He called all the generals fat cunts, man. They're not happy about that.
Yes, they've been patrolling multiple cities. DC has had the military in it for months now, patrolling the streets as though they're police.
Right.
And then he just wants any reason to put the Insurrection Act into place, which gives military police powers.
Third term, I get it.
That's true. And I don't know if it's about a term, but I do know that he wants
fucking
power.
Mate. He needs to keep to remain there after his second term. His focus from now till you kick him out or kill him is to get a third term.
He can't. It's not. It's in the Constitution. He's blocked. He's 25th Amendment. He can't run again.
He gets fucking Vance.
I do agree. I do agree that
Vance.
That doesn't work. That's not how it works.
Trump doesn't care about legal shit. I agree with that. But I do
that
think
was the only non-way to do it without a war.
I think his main thing that he's thinking of isn't presidency. It's money. That's all he cares about. And
Of course. But money, power, and presidency are one in the same.
But the Constitution says you can only run 2 terms. That's it. You can't go a third term.
Gads, I can read English, brother. I'm not doubting that. You know that. I'm not
I agree.
patronizing you.
I agree with both of you on
for that
on this one.
loophole at all cost.
There is no loophole.
Legally, you're absolutely right,
one, brother. He will make one.
No, there is no loophole.
I honestly,
there is none, but he will make one, and he has the power currently.
The only
fucking running.
There's only one way.
It's running away from him, but
I agree.
Man,
there's only one way that he can stay. He can't become a president for a third term, but
no, he can become a prime minister.
He can extend it
for a first
but
term.
There's only one way, and it's emergency powers. If he declares the Insurrection Act or whatever and starts acting like we that's
all I need. You guys now know there is a way. That's
yes,
all.
But
from my argument to succeed here.
That is true.
Argument,
but
discussion. You know,
I would say that if it comes to that, we're already at a point where we're literally killing like federal agents and like. But I don't think the American people.
You're already at a point where he's already won.
No,
I don't think half America understands that. I don't think that there's a way out of this for you guys. You need to do something extreme.
I agree.
Be that civil war or something new. I don't care.
I'm very close. I'm very close, extreme. And I agree
personally, brother.
I agree that it's essentially the only way, aside from the one thing that I just recently, and that is the power of being a consumer. Everything in the United States is about profit, and if we hurt them financially, they'll do whatever the fuck they want.
That's what Europe and
everybody's brings up
right
with
now,
the AI
like
that
Japan
your economy's
and
going to disappear when robots take over and do the work for you.
The biggest problem I see is most Americans, I hate to say it, but it's true, most Americans are entitled and don't know what it's like to suffer. And if they were willing to put values before like being comfortable, this would easily be solved by people throwing a strike for like a month. It would be over.
Well,
people don't want to do that.
Strike went for longer, and you kept your health care, guys.
We had
that meant a lot more suffering, and you guys were fucking suffering. I
it's not suffering yet. But
right now,
I believe that you had to go further because there's just you had to have won that war, and you didn't, and that's what sucks. Like it's really fucked you.
The U.S. dollar is in collapse right now. So basically all the world's dropping our debt. South Korea, Japan, China, Europe, they're all selling off U.S. Treasury bonds.
And they're all moving to China, who will they might actually already be the #1 superpower now. Like
what? And they're
China
buying up
doesn't
gold.
have to go to war anymore. Everybody's going to them economically, brother.
Exactly.
So they don't have to do anything at all. All they're doing is sitting back and just going.
That is true. And they don't have to, but there's still an open question of any time in history we see someone with that much power, they do corrupt shit because they can, not because they have to.
How do we keep Shy Gong, whatever his fucking name is, from not being as corrupt as he already is and is already corrupt?
I don't know.
Exactly. So it's the same problem with a different fucking wanker.
I agree. But so there's some ways in which we are the worst, and mainly speaking of Trump. And then there's other ways in which China and Russia are the worst. And so it's like pick your evil, and it's not an easy choice.
It's kind of funny in Russia right now. So like in Moscow, the main heating area, so like they have socialized heating basically. Everybody gets their heat comes in from steam pipes from one big factory. And Ukraine took out those pipes, and now like everybody's freezing.
That's a major weakness. They didn't think of that. Like
that's pretty funny.
When everything relies on one source for heat, all you got to do is take that out.
Yep. And now, so like the population's freezing because.
Damn.
And it's cold there right now. They just got hit with epic snow. Like they have.
I understand they've got to do what they got to do because they're up against a more powerful foe, but that's still kind of fucked up because the Russian people didn't do shit. They didn't ask for any of this.
Yeah, but
nah.
Ukraine doesn't need to make them uncomfortable, so therefore they revolt and take down the dictatorship that is.
I agree that I see the necessity because, like, well, the thing is the people in Russia don't even like fucking Putin. It's all fake. Like, they hate him just as much as fucking Ukraine does.
Well, it's kind of like the duplicity, like here in America, you have some that are for him, and then
That's
you have
true.
a lot
That's
that
true.
aren't.
That is true. But it's not what he wants you to believe. Like Putin wants to put on this facade of 90 something percent of the population is all about me. And that's
Yeah,
just not
yeah.
true.
Just like the elections are so rigged over there.
Yes. And if Trump had his way, it would look exactly the same here in the United States.
Oh, he was talking about suspending elections in the midterms and bullshit like that. Like,
Yeah. So I was surprised because Trump never backs down on anything. I was surprised at the amount he's softened on his words after the fucking protests after ICE killings.
well, he does
But
back down a lot. That's why they call him Taco. Trump always
that's
chipping in now.
true.
His tariffs on, tariffs off, tariffs on, tariffs off.
That's
Bullshit.
true. So I guess what I mean is he still hadn't taken responsibility. He'll never do that.
Oh
But
yeah,
like
no responsibility for anything.
ever. And that's part of the reason why people are even like former supporters are like they're seeing the theme. They're like, dude, the motherfucker never admits that he fucks up ever. And he
That's
does
just
constantly.
narcissism.
Exactly.
Narcissist, big
And
time. Will never
why would
admit guilt.
anyone like the thing is him being a narcissist is not new. We could see this before he was even fucking running for president. Why the fuck do people think it was a good idea to elect a fucking narcissist to office?
But a lot of them are narcissists themselves, so they see themselves in Trump. So a lot of things he says and does are things that they would do the same.
I understand that, but it hurts them. It like Trump
But they
is
don't realize that though. They're
they're
stupid, and
yeah, I agree. It's so fucking it's crazy.
it's
Like
like all these towns in like Iowa and shit that voted for Trump, and now like Tyson's closing down whole factories that literally kept the whole towns in
and
jobs.
there's a lot of people with common sense that are blaming it on who's to blame, but then there's still like, I don't know, 25 to 33% or so that are just immune to logic. And even if they lost their job, they're like, yeah, at least we took it to them damn brown people. Like
I think a lot of it's
retarded.
the boomers, the older people that are basically just living off Social Security and stuff like that, that don't really have like job doesn't affect them, and a lot of things they don't have
There
to worry about
is
insurance and
there is a lot of those. That is very true. But there's also like one thing I'll say, even though they're just factually wrong and lie constantly, but one thing that I can say that you might construe as positive about the Republican Party is they know how to fucking spread messages way better than the left. They they use propaganda. It's evil, yes, but it's effective and they do it well. And they hell, they've taken over fucking social media or big chunks of social media to the
oh
point where
yeah,
that's all people see. That's all they know. So of course they
like
think it's true.
one guy owns like 200 local news networks, like, and he's a right winger. I mean, Fox News, OAN, all that
Mhm.
bullshit.
I do see a little bit of hope in that there's a couple of right wingers that are principled. And what I mean by that is even if I disagree with them, they actually have values. And like one of the the Rand dude,
Oh, Rand
he
Paul.
yes, he's an example. He actually he tells the truth. He goes, yeah, you motherfuckers have been saying for decades that the right to guns is sacrosanct, can't be touched, blah blah blah. And then a completely legal dude does absolutely nothing wrong. He gets shot, and you claim that it was because he had a gun. Like he actually has values. He actually believes in the Second Amendment, and he stands by it, and I respect that, even if I disagree. And
Yeah, it's like
there's people on the right, not many, but there's some that are like Rand Paul.
yeah, very few, very
Very
few.
few. Well, it's honestly, I hate to say it, it's sort of like the left. There's very, very few that actually are doing fucking anything. They're just
Yeah,
fucking laying down.
yeah. All you got is Omar, AOC, and Bernie, pretty much on the left that are kind of for the people. The rest are bought off from the corporations and lobbying.
Basically,
Bullshit.
like all
What
of
is it?
the
Elizabeth Warren. She's another one I listen to.
she I think she's legit. She did have like a little bitch fest with Bernie for a while, which is stupid because all that does is rip the left
Oh.
apart. But
Yeah,
I think she's
I didn't know about that. Yeah.
I think she's legit.
She's the female Bernie Sanders to me. That's all.
Pretty much.
I
She's
could
just
be out of whack.
she just slightly focuses more on the green aspect, which nothing wrong with that. The issue with that is messaging. America has been propagandized about like climate change for so long. You're not going to win. If that's your number one thing, you won't win because there's not enough Americans that believe in it, even though it's factually true.
It's pretty basic. Where's your energy source for the fucking planet before we really...
It's the news stopped talking about it because it depressed
Where's
people.
the energy source for the planet? It's the fucking sun.
I agree. I agree.
And I'm way to get your fucking source of energy, humans. Let's get it from the sun directly.
Well, the funny thing is
doing that, solar panels and batteries. There's no way around it apart from that.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's true. And we've been lied to act like it's too expensive to use solar and wind turbines and all this shit. Yet it's cheaper by far. I know.
Yeah,
but they don't want you to know that, and that's the problem. Americans won't hear it. They're stupid.
I paid for my
battery
system.
thing was
really
the
good.
biggest
The
problem.
government does fuck all now. Pays me back fuck all, but it paid me back a lot at the start. You're talking, Trojan, can't hear you, mate. Don't know what's happening.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know.
Sorry, man. I'm on my YouTube channel, brother. It keeps going non-live, so yeah. Sorry, it was probably just pausing. On my end, not yours. Sorry.
The biggest problem is batteries. So it comes down to storage, like lithium-ion batteries. It costs too much, which now science has found there's salt batteries. They basically use salt.
We're getting good with the batteries, man. We sort of stopped with the tech on them for about 50 years, and now because we need it again.
Well, not really.
We're going
lithium-ion's only from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I know, but for about 30 to 50 years before that, we were on the lead cell car battery. Yeah. So you're going from that for like 50 years and then to lithium. So we basically had a null period where we didn't bother looking at increasing the tech on batteries.
They were trying to,
and then
didn't find anything
and then
promising.
we did solar, and we went, we're getting solar for free. Where can we store it? So we have to do batteries.
Well, there's many
which
batteries.
Is great. This is all good things. Like there's nothing wrong here. We went on a bit of a lull there because we didn't think batteries were
There's
important
hydrogen batteries, which they take tons of water basically. They take water from the base. They use pumps whenever the water's like they have a lot of electric coming through. They pump the water to the top, and then once the sun goes down, the water flowing through the system creates electricity.
Cool. You've got gravity batteries. That's just something that lifts up stuff with solar or wind or water over the day.
It uses excess electricity
or whatever,
and then it makes electricity whenever there isn't a surplus. They have big metal discs that do the same thing. They spin big ton metal discs, around a couple ton, and then they keep spinning them, and then once the
it blows
power
me away
goes low,
that we get power from a fucking potato, man, and copper and iron or whatever the two metals are stuck into a thing, and I can make a fucking clock run. Like that blows me away. There's just chemical energy doing it. We're pretty good with this shit as a humanity.
Well, it's true, and humanity in general has done great technologically. The unfortunate thing, if you're American, we'll be the last to see it because of the way our system works.
Half of it comes from you.
well, hold on. So that's true, but if a company stands to lose, say like a battery company, a big oil, whatever, all they have to do is lobby Congress, and we'll never see this shit. We'll never see it. Now, other countries might benefit from our technology, but it takes a whole lot for us to actually make progress.
Well, yeah, we were just talking about solar and all that. South Australia generates enough solar power to fully cater for all its residential and industrial. Not a problem whatsoever. But we are the highest charge for our electricity in Australia. Blow me away.
It might
most
be
of our technology comes from like DARPA and NASA. Like solar panels is from NASA. Like it's all publicly funded programs.
That's true. And moreover, on what you're saying, a vast majority of almost everything is that. And then corporations come in and swoop it and act like they take all the profit when they didn't do shit to fucking develop it.
Yep.
It happens with everything. Pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
Everything.
Universities do all the testing for pharmaceutical drugs and vaccines.
We need some laws to make these things public goods. And then it doesn't become profit based, and then people would actually see good out of it.
Yeah, it's like the corporations. They hate socialism unless it's publicly taxpayer funded to get them.
And then they act, and you're right, and factually that's socialism. But then they act like, well, that's not socialism. Yeah, like I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with your brain?
Like all of our weather data comes from the U.S. Air Force and such. They go into all these storms, get all the data and everything, and then that's given to all these weather apps and shit. And then they try to sell us the information.
And what you just described with the Air Force is by definition socialism. But they love that. They love that.
Yeah, it's such a stupid system we have. Capitalism has completely ruined America.
Well, so I'm still on the fence. And I flip on this numerous times. I'm not even on the fence. It's just I don't know. So there's a possibility that it's not capitalism itself, that it's our brand. It's, I don't want to say crony capitalism, but there's places around the world that are way happier than us that use capitalism. The Scandinavian region is an example.
Yeah.
So capitalism itself, to me, is a tool. It can be good. It can be bad. With regulation, I think it can be a good thing, because I think free market is good in certain areas, like vehicles, for example. You need competition.
Yeah, free market enterprise.
Video games, movies, all that shit. I think there needs to be competition, but not healthcare and like things that are like human rights. They shouldn't be.
And we need to nationalize our minerals and like oil and such like that, where everybody gets a cut of everything sold out of the United States. Because that's,
I would agree with that. That'll be like the last thing to ever happen, though. Like, even if we make progress, nationalizing resources is like, I still have hope, but like, they're gonna fight tooth and nail for that.
Like
shit.
in Saudi Arabia, they nationalized the oil industry there. The average income in Saudi Arabia is like $300,000 a year.
Wow.
Just because all the people get a cut of that oil sold.
As freaking evil as they are, at least they have that going for them.
That's why they're all driving Bugattis and everything like that.
Denmark's doing though. You know, like they had an oil find or
Alaska
whatever.
Does
it was like in the 80s or whatever, and they gave a fund and they put it to all of the people in their country, but all of the generations ahead as well.
So yeah, exactly.
This is a forever fund, man.
Right. They didn't just sell it all and then give it to their people. They invested it to where it actually lasted for decades, and it probably will for a long time.
Yeah, it's awesome. Up to like 2 to 3 trillion.
So Mexico is lithium. Chile, it's lithium and copper are nationalized. Bolivia, hydrocarbons and lithium. Venezuela, various minerals.
Yeah, now the problem with all of these systems is that they will run out.
True, but their entire economy doesn't rely on the resource. All it does is helps.
It will.
It will. No, that will be the case regardless. So the point is, in the meantime, while the resources exist, it's going to good for the people instead of a few rich pieces of shit.
Which it would build up the whole economy anyway.
Man. This is what we were just talking about. Do they want to do the Denmark version, or do they want to do the capitalist American version?
That is true.
You know, it's up to the country in question for whatever.
That's
it
true.
Actually make capitalism bigger, because it would give all the people money, which then they would spend anyway on buying consumer goods and whatnot, and then it would go right to the capitalists in the end anyway.
That's true.
Knackers is here in chat. What the fuck are you talking about? You're normally on our side. I don't understand, Austin. I
don't know for sure, but I think he might have been talking about Patrick.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Mate, I thought he was Gucci for 4 years, so you know, like just ignore me. Fucking. Anyone who
know.
can pull off the Gucci impersonation for 4 years, there's got to be something that needs to be analysed there at some stage, but not today.
Damn. Like, I won't lie, I'm getting
Good to
pretty
see
extreme.
Austin.
Like, day after day. This is why I kept, like, going periods of time without watching the news, because I know that it's going to be more shit. And I'm getting dangerously close to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. And once I don't give a fuck,
I like your videos, brother. Your 1 a week, 2 a week videos. They're really entertaining when I'm at work. They're just better than general news, but I understand needing to switch off. Man.
Well, I get it.
Fuck
and
with your head, dude.
Right. Well, it's not just it's because it's such a big deal, and it frustrates the fuck out of me that no one I'm surrounded by fucking idiots that are just like, dude, you're calling him like the Fourth Reich. That's exaggerate. No, it's not. It's actually what's fucking happening. Like, by the fact. And no one wants to see it. Everyone wants to act like, yeah, it's just another president. Just normal. No, it's not.
I mean, ignorance is bliss.
It is so blatant.
What is going to happen is, like, literally he's going to start stripping people. Like, it'll start with the left. They'll take their guns and all this shit. And then it moves to the right, because that's how it always goes. And then people have no free speech. Is that what it's going to take? And then you don't have the ability to fight back? What the fuck is wrong with people?
They're stupid. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, people are just, the ignorance is bliss. They're more worried about their dumb shit, like opening packs of Pokemon cards, and then what's actually going on in the fucking world.
Yeah, but for me, and I part of me wishes that I could do that. I can't enjoy anything because my little shit, like fucking playing video games, is nothing compared to my whole fucking country being destroyed. Like, I can't enjoy anything. This is why
it's great as an outsider seeing a lefty that's willing to buy fucking body armor and go to work with it, man. Like, well, I say that here, half mocking, joking. This is fucking superior and above and beyond. This is brilliant. I am not patronizing you here. This is really cool, man.
I appreciate it.
Many of us should do it, but I don't see him doing it.
Well, I'm a strange little, like, I'm a blip. I don't represent the left when it comes to guns at all, and I don't want to pretend like I do.
No, but I do. You have a good reason to be in that circumstance as a lefty, and you've explained that well.
Especially
anti-gun.
Especially right now. I think that the left right now needs to get away from the whole anti-gun shit, because it might be our only fucking chance.
Well,
the left has never really been anti-gun. We've been gun control. So it's about keeping, like,
I agree.
Most terrorist attacks in America come from right wingers. Like 95% of the mass shootings have been right wing extremists.
I agree.
Where the left sees that, and then they're just
doing my blatantly vague amount of fucking research.
So
I was under the belief it was more of a close to, not necessarily 50-50, 60-40.
No,
not even close.
It's like 85%. If you go back decades, over 80-something% of all like shootings and like terrorist activity in general has been caused by the right wing. Almost all.
That is absolutely what I'd expect.
But
because I know how the system works.
A lot of
that
lying
means the propaganda's got out to even us over here a bit.
Exactly. And that's what it is.
This is why I'm going.
And like any right wing or even centrist like media outlet is pushing this narrative that the left are violent. But if you look at any statistics, it's 100% the opposite.
That's why
this is why I didn't like it when you brought up that is humanity an asshole in general or not topic. It was about 6 months ago.
That's true.
Well,
evil. I think I used the word evil, and I stand by that. But I stand by that. But it's important to note that everything is shades. It's not like even evil is like evil is not one thing, and then everything else is below it. It's spectrum,
topic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a cunt of a topic, man. Good and bad, evil and non-evil, or whatever.
It is, and then we go back to the point you made before, and you're right that evil really shouldn't be used if it's not like I don't remember.
It's
What was your
subjective,
argument?
so that's why
Yeah.
it's shit.
Yeah, yes, and that's true. But you can
People
use
can
it.
just change their definition of what the word is on a
That
whim.
is true. The problem is I
that's the
don't have
annoying thing about
like
that.
I want to have a word that can be used for what I'm talking about, because it's what I'm
So do
talking about.
Christians, but they don't have objective morale, so they can just fuck off.
Well, the beauty of
And that's the same
Christianity
thing.
is even if they're right and that God dictated morality, it's still subjective because it came from a
mind.
fucking yes. There's no way out of it. Like morality
it's
is
funny to me, mate. They've got divine fucking intervention or whatever, or divine.
But regardless,
morality,
you're right. But
God,
even if he's divine, even
God
if he's
can't
all
be
powerful,
wrong, which means everything evil can be good in a Christian's mind.
I know,
which
it's
means
fucked up.
Going into a church and turning babies into meat paste because God said so is what they must do.
Which is
it's
hilarious.
Fucking hilarious, man.
It's funny
when
and
you're
sad
talking
at the
to
same
a Christian
time.
about it. Exactly. Yeah.
But it's so
Fuck
what
me.
what with me, when I'm feeling like humorous, I'll just laugh at them. But when I'm being serious, it's so sad that a person literally, like, a lot of times they claim the atheists can't be moral because it's not possible. Yet what it tells me about them.
What the fuck does grounded mean, brother? You explain that word to me sometime. Fuck me.
Well,
Didn't mean to butt in, but it's funny.
It's okay. But what it means about them, though, is that literally the only thing, and they say it in their own words, they don't realize they're saying it, but the only thing keeping them from murdering people and shit is their belief in a God, and that makes them evil. Like, you need a belief in a for all we know, most likely fictional entity in order to do what you think is good, and even then, it's not good. Like,
but they're pure for the God. They would cannibalize for the God. They would do evil acts for the God.
But in their mind,
the first one to lie in the Bible. It's fucking full on.
I agree, but in their mind, not that I agree with it, but in their mind, it's not possible because God has to be good. So anything he says is moral. Like, I don't know how you can pull some mental gymnastics like that and come out unscathed.
Let's rape David's 10 wives to punish him. Let's punish him by raping other people.
I sent you a thing about new declassified documents came out from the CIA that they use Christianity as a psyop, basically.
I've seen videos about that recently, and they're currently using it, and it's working, and that's what's funneling this
right-wing extremist.
Yes, it's like religion to ultra alt-right like pipeline, and it's all
this control mythology.
I know, but it's working, and that's the part that's
been
what
working forever, brother. That's why it keeps working.
If you actually go look at the documents, the church used to actually side with the people, and it was more of a communist thing, where the Christians were on the side of communism.
Depends on your religion, doesn't it?
Well,
I'm talking about Christianity as a psyop. They were mostly in Venezuela and stuff. They rose up with the people. The pastors and the preachers were siding with the people versus the government. But now the pastors
what that shows you is
how that could only work if they didn't read their Bible properly, because Christianity isn't actually a good religion.
Well,
what are you talking about? Jesus isn't a bad person. Like, if you have to take the teachings of Jesus, they actually teach you good things.
Yes. So the truth is, and this is why I say you have to be a cherry picker to be a Christian, because there's a lot of evil in the Bible and there's a lot of good too, and they choose what they want.
Depends if you read King James or if you read Hebrew.
Well, yes, but what I just said is still true, because yes, there's evil, but there's also, are you making the statement there's no good at all?
Like, you got to separate the Old Testament from the Good Testament. There's two different testaments. The Old Testament's all doom and gloom, kill everybody, bullshit like that. The New Testament's like, hey, respect your neighbor, take care of people.
Not doing that at all.
You're lumping both of them together, saying, it's all evil.
The English was translated from the Greek, translated from the Hebrew.
I know that. I'm saying the New Testament versus the Old Testament.
And they did it so they could incorporate metaphors for Jesus to make him sound like a good person. But he never fucking existed, and he never did the things.
No,
He
I
never
existed.
did the
He's
prophecies.
well
existed.
documented by the
He
Romans.
existed.
The Romans well
Oh,
documented
okay.
that Jesus
Yeah,
was
cool.
real.
But not a divine fucking super
Well,
No,
obviously,
the Romans never
yeah.
said
So
that.
he didn't exist.
So what?
He-
No, no,
Full
no, no.
stop. He did not
So
exist.
hold
I
on.
do not
Hold on.
care about a
Ah.
human Jesus when there were
Oh my
20,000
God.
people called
I
Jesus.
get what you're saying,
A
but the
little
point
frustrated,
is,
brother.
the
Maybe
point
put
is,
more
Sounds
effort
like
in.
you're in a drunk
Sure.
rant.
you can
Not really.
you can still dislike Christianity and admit that Jesus existed. And so what you're saying is,
I do, depending on the argument, but there's
you're
no reason
saying,
to back it up yet.
yeah, but
You
you're
guys haven't
saying
given any
you're
support.
it's a historical fact. There's no argument against
Okay,
it.
give me
Jesus
some
existed.
historical fact.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, my kids here. I'll be right back. I'm not running away.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, trying to get a word in when he's here.
Yeah, I think he's
Okay.
well. What I think, and this is just my opinion, I think you care a lot about this subject, and all of us do this at times. I didn't kick him, by the way; he dropped. But I think I get pretty emotional about Christianity too. But you can hate Christianity and still side with the vast majority of all historians, including secular historians, that claim that Jesus existed.
Yep.
There's
Yeah, I was
no
just
there's
getting
there's
into
no evidence that there's any sort of supernatural shit, like the whole the resurrection, the fucking all the crazy shit. There's no evidence for any of that.
Yeah, so
And
the Romans did document because I mean they were the guards of the city of Jerusalem at the time when Jesus was killed. Like I mean, the Roman governor gave the okay to put him on trial and all that shit, and the Romans documented that.
And yeah, like to me, you kind of have to do some serious stretching to. Like, I'm not going to put words in anyone else's mouth, but it seems to me with a lot of people that simply deny his existence. So when I say him, I mean just a human being, of course. I think what they're doing is they're being so anti-theist that they don't want to give Christianity anything. But the problem with that is you're not being honest. Like, if you engage in an argument, like I debate Christians all the time, and you say something that is factually not true in order to get a gotcha, no one takes you seriously anymore because you're lying to make your point. That's what I see a lot.
Like the Old Testament, like I've raised around that shit hardcore, and like the Old Testament is so just punish everybody for everything, slavery is good, all that shit.
Yes.
Then you get to the New Testament where Jesus is trying to divorce the people from all that old barbaric bullshit and trying to be like, hey, be kind to your neighbors, feed, take care of them, do good things, all that kind of shit. Like he does teach good shit. It's just they put all that magical bullshit in there that
true. And well, one of the biggest problems is it's not just good. It's evil too, which means people cherry pick whatever they want. And that means if you can do that, then what does religion actually mean to you? Like it's nothing. It's not actual like virtues or like principled stances that you hold. It's just whatever the fuck is useful to you at the time. And to me, it's not even about being an atheist. It's about being a human being. I can look at myself and picture myself as a Christian without even laughing. And I know what I would be like. And yes, I would be more than likely incorrect, but still I would be, if I believed that these words were either the words of God or inspired by the words of God, I would take them fucking seriously. Yet no one seems to do that. Like look at MAGA, like national, they're all fake. Like you can't be MAGA and Christian. It's not possible. Like, I don't understand.
What's weird, seeing like people at church and listening to them, and that like we had this one old bastard. He was doing Sunday school. He was literally preaching Fox News to us. And I'm just sitting there shaking. I almost got the fuck up and walked out. I was like, yeah, I ain't here for this bullshit. I'll sit and listen to the history and shit like that. Yeah, whatever. Interject here and there because they let us answer questions and shit like that. Hey, what do you think this or that? And, But
there's a good portion of the religious right that believe that Donald Trump is ordained by God. That is fucking sad. Like, do you like it? Even imagining myself as a Christian, there's no way in fuck the God, especially of the New Testament, would ever back someone like Donald Trump. Not a chance.
Oh no, he's basically Antichrist if you ever had one. Like,
I
I mean,
know.
he's everything that was Christ would not do.
I agree. And that it's why it baffles me so much. How the fuck can so many people that call themselves religious be on board with the opposite of their religion?
I heard some excuses, so they're like, well, God sometimes uses unusual people and shit like that. Like God's using Donald Trump to push his agenda. Like,
Oh, I could see them using that shit because they do it all the time. They go, you can't possibly comprehend the thoughts of a God. And that means that he is doing something like it looks like evil to you, but he's probably working towards something good. Like some crazy shit. I hear stuff like that all the time.
I mean, the KKK used shit like that, and
I
Nazis.
know.
I mean, the Pope sided with Hitler in the World War II.
Yep. That should tell you about your fucking religion. And that's why even if I was Christian, again, I can see myself in like an alternate reality. I would not follow any denomination. I wouldn't go to church because none of that's required. I would just believe and I would do my praying and I would actually like take like the good part seriously, like most of what Christ said. And that's it. It would be my personal thing.
For my examinations, like the preacher, he a couple weeks ago, he was all about like, you have to come to church. That's the only salvation to get to heaven.
It's because they make money off of you.
Exactly.
And
he gets a power trip from it. Like I could see in his face that he loves to get up there and preach to people and like, just a power trip.
So there's several people in this sort of category. There's the power element, but then there's also people sort of like Trump, but not evil, but they crave attention. It don't have to be power, but they want to be adored. And very few people are adored as much as like, especially among the religiously fervent, like preachers. They are considered like the hands of God. So they delight in this.
I'm ordained by God. Kings used to say that shit. Like they thought that God handpicked them when literally they were born into it.
I don't think they thought that. I think they lied to make the populace easier to control. So if people thought that they were ordained by God, who am I to question that? I think that's what it was about.
And just the blatant ignorance of people. I mean, most peasants never left their own village.
Well, I think that's still the same. It just looks different. Rich people now try to use the Bible. Like they'll be like, it says like the meek shall inherit the earth and to render unto Caesar and all this. They want you to be content with them fucking you over. So they love Christianity because it allows them to stay in power, because then people don't wake up and go, what the fuck? I'm being raped.
They just skip over the part where it's, I think it was Matthew. It's easier for a rich man to pass a camel through the eye of a needle, or it's easier for a rich man to pass a camel through the eye of a needle than it is for them to get into heaven.
Yep. And it's one of the most popular verses, and people act like they forgot. Like, what?
Yeah, hoarding wealth is like a major sin. Like,
but the problem, and I agree with that, but the problem is that was purposefully put in to make people meek, to make them think, hey, I can put up with this because I'm going to, in the afterlife, I'm considered one of the good ones. The problem with that is it's most likely not real, and it's allowing people to get fucked and do absolutely nothing about it. And that's wrong.
But then you also have the Christians who are hoarding wealth that are, they have piles of money, and yet they act like they're going to get into heaven if they actually believe.
That's true. But this is sort of a conspiracy, but I truly believe that a vast majority of actual preachers are atheists. I think that they either never believed or they lost their belief long ago once they started learning about the whole, it's a system. It's like a fucking corporation almost. It's all about profit.
I know the pastors at mine, they're fervent believers.
Right.
But
I'm not saying
the power trip
right
and the money.
Right. And I would never make the claim that they don't exist, fervent believers. They do. But I think most of them don't believe. I think
Like
that
these
they,
big mega churches where they
yes,
stadiums full of people. Like it's a con for them. They know it.
exactly. And there's a lot of those, a fucking shit ton. What makes me mad is they get seen as good when like, and by the way, it's good that they give charity and stuff like the ones around here. But what makes me mad is that's all people sees. They don't see that what they're doing is handing out all the money. All this money is coming from the fucking churchgoers, all of it. And they're pocketing a vast majority, giving out little crumbs and then going, see, we did good. What the fuck? Like, how can you not see what is going on?
I forget that one guy's name. I'm trying to think. I know Joel Osteen. He's one of them. He's a
Yes.
crooked one. Oh, Kenneth Copeland.
There's a lot of them.
Kenneth Copeland's that one who's buying like multi-million-dollar planes and could fly around.
I think, and it might just be my region, but the worst I've heard of is Billy Graham. He's the worst.
He brainwashed my grandmother. My grandmother was like all big Billy Graham. That was back in the Reagan era and shit like that. He was going around.
Yep. Ray, so I hope it amuses you because your amusement makes people with a brain laugh because you're fucking stupid. I mean, what else can I tell you?
Like, yeah, there's multiple mega church pastors that make millions of dollars off suckers showing up and giving their money to them.
Yep. And again, it's not all of them. Some of them are true believers.
Like the prosperity gospels, they are the worst. Like you'll have pastors have people calling in and then taking like $5 grand, 10 grand from old ladies telling them that they'll be healed and all this shit.
Yep. Now that's the most obvious of them, but there's a lot of in between. There's a lot that look legit, but they're not.
You got the snake worshipers around your area.
Yep.
Southern Baptist.
Crazy motherfuckers. But the good thing is most Southern Baptist in this region call them crazy too. So at least there's that going for it.
Yeah.
But yes, they do exist and they're fucking insane.
I mean, I go to a Lutheran, so that it's based off Martin Luther.
Mm-hmm.
He made 99 rules of Christianity and kind of did the Protestant Reformation. And like in there, he's pretty fanatical too. He was a fanatic Christian. He got sick of the rich getting away. Basically, you could pay off your sins. Like you sinned, you just had to give so much money to the church, and then you were forgiven. Basically, he was kind of getting sick of that.
That's fucked up. That's like Catholicism almost.
Well, that's what it was. He was anti-Catholicism. That's what started the Protestant Reformation.
Gotcha.
So that's where the divide came. So you had your Catholic, and then you had the Protestants that branched off of that, and that was under the Martin Luther's 99 rules.
Were they called Protestants because they protested against the Orthodox?
I'm not sure, actually. I never looked into how that name came.
I don't know a lot about like denominations.
Originated in 1529 by a German Lutheran priest against the Holy Roman Empire, Charles V. The Reformation refers to the 16th century religious movement. It evolved from the Latin protestere, to testify, declare publicly.
You already covered some of this, but just so it doesn't seem like I'm like skipping it or something, I want to show this real quick. Evidence for the historical existence of Jesus includes early, independent, and often hostile non-Christian accounts from Roman and Jewish historians. Now, this is important. I'm breaking from the text for a moment. A lot of these are literally hostile non-Christian sources. They did not like Christianity. and that lends quite a bit of credence to them, as well as archaeological findings confirming details of first century Roman Judea. Most scholars agree that Jesus was a real person, a Jewish teacher executed by Pontius Pilate. Now, I'm just going to quickly cover this. Flavius Josephus, Jewish historian, not going to read it all. Tacitus, Roman historian. Pliny the Younger and Suetonius, the Talmud. Other supporting evidence is Paul the Apostle's letters, archaeological evidence, and the criterion of embarrassment.
Josephus, the guy at the top, how he came about. So whenever the Romans sacked Judea in 70 A.D., Josephus was the last survivor of there's like this hill fort, and the Romans sacked that, and Josephus hid in a water cistern with a bunch of other Jews, and they were all basically they were about to get captured, so they all committed like suicide. And you're supposed to slit the guy's throat to your right, and then Josephus was the last one, so he was supposed to take his own life, but he kind of cowered out, and the Romans captured him. But he was a scribe, so they took him along, and he actually recorded all of the sacking of Judea, how the Romans went through, and he recorded it all for the Romans.
And that's really important testimony because he was not pro-Christian, right?
No, because he was, well, the Jewish people are anti-Christian.
Exactly. So he had absolutely no motive to lie for Christianity. None.
No, he was a Hebrew. So he was about, Jesus was like a false prophet, a heretic, basically.
Right. The criterion of embarrassment, scholars note that if early Christians were inventing a Messiah, they likely would not have included aspects like his shameful, agonizing crucifixion. That's the criterion of embarrassment. It's basically a logical argument.
Yeah.
And
like
it's a decent argument.
Jesus, the whole Christianity thing got bigger around 200 AD. It was like 197 AD with the founding of Christianity as the Roman state religion under Constantine.
And when was supposedly the crucifixion? Do you know?
It was like what, 33 AD or something like that.
How many years apart are they?
Because the year
Roughly.
1 of AD is supposed to be when Jesus was born, Anno Dominus.
Right.
And then he lived to be 33, so it was probably around 33 AD when he was crucified.
Okay. But so there's a lot of sources that show that a vast majority, especially of the supernatural parts of what we think, literally came an insanely long time after the supposed death of Christ.
Yeah, most people who wrote about, like, so say Mark, John, Peter, and all those people, his disciples, they maybe only wrote about 10% of their books, and then it was later authors that added to them under the same names, basically just lumped it in there as though those original authors wrote it.
Yep.
They didn't understand plagiarism back then.
Yeah. And we've actually done quite a bit to ascertain plagiarism now after the fact. But of course they don't want to hear that. They're like, nope, it's true. Nope.
Like the Bible's been edited many times, translated into many languages where there was translation errors.
I partially agree, Ray. So I agree that Jesus obviously existed, and partly because of what you just said. The supernatural elements are, from my point of view, completely fake, though.
The healing of the sick,
none of it's
lepers,
real.
walking on water.
Exactly. There's no
turning water
evidence for
into
any of
wine.
that. The funny thing is that with all these things, you know what they use as evidence? I'm like, what's your evidence? And they're like, it's a fact because of the witnesses. And I'm like, what witnesses? And they're like, it says in the Bible. And I'm like, so that's called circular reasoning. The place where you learned about this is the source from which that says other people saw this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's like reading Norse mythology and thinking Thor is real because you read Norse mythology.
Yes, and then when someone got, dude, seriously, Thor, and then they're like, well, actually, look here, and they point to a text in Norse mythology that shows that a bunch of people witnessed Thor do something, and they're like, see, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How can they not see it?
Yeah, didn't you know Odin killed the world's serpent and created all the oceans from its blood? I mean, duh.
Like, this is common sense, dude.
I mean, it goes back to like Sumerians too. Like they have the whole creation story, and that's most of Judea and all that evolved from like Egyptian mythology and Sumerian mythology.
Mm-hmm.
It just all went up the Tigris and Euphrates River, and
But
just
even
spread
before
around.
that, like it goes back and back and back. Like one of the first that I know of, and I'm not a historical buff, is Mithras. And that was one of the first Christ-like religions to exist.
Yeah.
And a lot of what Christianity became was based on Mithra.
What Jesus, the whole character of Jesus is based off Mithra.
Yeah.
That was a Turkish, well, modern day Turkey, but that was the land of the Hittites at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically, he was born December 25th. He could walk on water, heal the sick. I mean, son of a god.
Mm-hmm. So, Ray, there's stuff about the Bible. Look how Israel is back and always the center of attention. Have you ever thought it might be the reverse? That people believing that this Bible and like Jewish religion as well is real is what made Israel so tumultuous and so huge and fanatical and violent. And that's why, like it doesn't show that it's real because Israel's being talked about. Like, I don't understand how you got to that conclusion.
Oh, and I forgot Zoroastrianism. That was the Babylonians.
I forgot about them as well.
That's where a lot of the hell and Satan and stuff like that comes from.
Mm-hmm. And also early on in Christianity, our conceptualization, and when I say our, I mean the West, the popular conceptualization of hell did not exist. It was borrowed, like almost everything. Like
the Greeks, a lot of that too came after the Greeks. Alexander the Great, when he conquered Judea and then went on further through Asia Minor.
Yep. But you point out any of these that are like so obvious, they're like, yeah, this is just a coincidence, man. Yeah, that's a coincidence. Like these are identical. Like,
well, see, I was raised Christian, but I watched Hercules and Xena as a kid, and I just got really interested in Greek mythology. So then we did the whole thing in school where we learned about it, and then I delved deeper and stuff, and I found a lot of similarities between like Greek mythology and Christianity.
I was exactly the same. In fact, that's where it began. Was like my nerd ass self was at home watching Hercules and Xena, and I like got into the Greek gods, and that was my first step into mythology. And then I was like, dude, this shit's so cool. I mean, I never looked at it factually as true, but I looked at it as like imagination. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons to me. Like it's really cool.
Kind of mythology.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then the Romans, they just basically adopted the Greek pantheon and just gave them new names.
Yep, that's like the ultimate fuck you. That's how I see it. It's like
the Roman gods are the only real ones, though, because I can look up in the night sky and I can see them, be like, hey, there's Mars. I can see Jupiter. I can see Venus.
That is true. Where did Odd go? Did he get pissed off?
Mm-hmm. It's hard to get a word in with him. Oh, my God, times.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. To be fair, I do it sometimes, too. People usually don't call me out as frequently, though. But you should.
I just, every time I try to get a word in, it just kept talking, and then he asks a question, and then he keeps talking over you when you're trying to answer a question. It's like, Jesus Christ, can I speak?
Understandable. Zeus is Satan. They was here according to the book of Genius. Genius.
Must mean Genesis. Which, I mean, if Christians actually understood like this whole Moses thing, like they think Moses came from modern day Egypt. They don't understand that Egypt controlled all of Judea all the way up to the Hittite lands of modern day Turkey.
Right.
And that the dynasty collapsed. And then that's when the Israelis basically were freed from whatever rule that they had over them, the Egyptians.
That is very true, and an obvious, like, hilarious inconsistency. But to me, still, the thing that just blows my mind, that's commonly believed, that no one questions, that I can't wrap my head around, is the amount of people in the United States, especially, that believe that Jesus was white. How in the fuck can you possibly think that? Do you know where he was born? Do you know where the entire Bible took place? Like,
well, I mean, that's Europe too. I mean, Europe is the one that really propagated that, which the Romans, when they adopted it as the state religion, they turned the old pagan temples into churches, and they used the images of, first it was Apollo, they used as Jesus. He doesn't have a beard. And they later, for to show wisdom, they used the image of Zeus, who had a beard. So Jesus is actually a depiction of Zeus.
Of course, it's what they've always done. Like current like rulers or like imperialists, whatever you want to call them, take over, and they need to find a way to control the populace. So what they do is they merge the religions and create one. That way, like everybody bands together and they're like, "Hey, we're the same." Like it's so fake.
Which that's how like spreading culture worked back then. Like you dominate, and then you'd slowly like convert their holidays. Like Saturnella was the Roman holiday of gift giving and celebration for like 12 days. Well, that became Christmas, Christ Mass.
I don't know about the apocryphal text specifically, but I do know that especially with the King James version, like one thing that a lot of Christians don't understand is the Bible is not one thing that was compiled and hasn't been touched. It has been fucked with insane amounts of times, and they change shit to suit their ends. And beat the white shit is probably another example of that.
Yep. I mean, that comes from the Caucasian mountain. The white people come from the Caucasian mountains. It's what we're called Caucasians.
Yep. The Caucasus or something. Caucasus, I think.
Caucasian. It's the Caucasian mountain range. I think it's in Turkey.
I thought that it was the Caucasus, that Caucasian was just our version of saying it.
Caucasian Mountains.
I'll be damned, I was wrong.
Yeah, it's north of Turkey. It's by the Black Sea.
So it's actually a complete copy. Like I thought it was just like it. It wasn't the exact same word. Of course you don't care. You only care about what helps your feelings. You don't care about facts and what's true. That's obvious.
Yeah. You should go and base everything off facts and not your feelings, because feelings are going to lead you down
that's how you get controlled. It's why it keeps happening. It's why, like, it's what Trump's doing now. He's using Christianity. Like this has happened time and time and time again.
2 Corinthians. And when he was talking about 2 Corinthians, it's called 2 Corinthians, not 2
I forgot
Corinthians.
about that. Yeah, there's like so many examples of Trump having no idea. Like there was a dude, and I always remember this. There was 2 guys sitting down at a table with Trump, and they were obviously religious, and they're like, "So what, you say that like the Bible influenced you so much. What is your favorite passage?" And he's like, "Oh, that's personal. Too personal. I don't want to get into that." And they're like,
I like the whole thing. The whole thing's good.
Yeah. And like, obviously, he's never read anything in the Bible. He knows nothing about it.
I watched an interview of Trump's sisters. Like, his oldest sister is actually a judge. Like, she's actually pretty smart and educated. And she's like, the only time Trump would ever go to church is when there was cameras there and he got to be basically seen on camera. It's the only time he would go to church.
Wow. The book of Job is nowhere even close to being the oldest book ever written. Job, sorry. Like, not even close.
Yeah. There's no dinosaurs.
It is believed to be the oldest story in the Bible. That's true.
Like, dinosaurs were 66 million years ago. There definitely weren't no dinosaurs around.
Yep. That's strange that you're trying to merge them, because most Christians are like, dinosaurs don't exist. Like, it's not real.
There's that Noah exhibit in Kentucky where that guy, freaking Ken Ham, put freaking dinosaurs in the ark.
What the fuck?
It's a tourist attraction. Yeah, he took like $45 million of state taxpayer money to build a freaking theme park, a Noah theme park.
That is hilarious. But also really sad. Like, I can't make my mind up on this shit. Wow.
It's so idiotic. Like, the world's laughing at America for how stupid we are, which
Well, they have been for a while, to be fair, but now it's getting really bad. Like,
which I felt it coming for a while. That's
yeah.
Play stupid games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yep. And so, like I see the benefit of hope, but it's why I've been sort of negative, because hope can actually make things like more negative, because when you have hope, the entire purpose of hope, at least for the most point, is a defense mechanism for you to keep moving forward. Now, the problem with it is if it gives you false like hope, then you become complacent. Like people, a lot of people on the left, for example, in the early days of Trump was like, yeah, he's not going to do anything, blah, blah, blah. Like, he can't win. We have this constitution that'll stop him at every turn and all that. And I did not buy into any of that shit. The reason why is because of, I'm not going to say I saw the future, because I didn't, but I could see things like what's happening now, and it was moving in that direction because Trump was fucking steamrolling and people weren't catching on like they should. And that's obviously going to lead to things getting worse because there's no pushback.
And Trump's more of just a pawn of the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is the one pushing a lot of this stuff, and then Trump's basically just going through with it because they probably throw him a couple $1 million, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Yep, that's all Trump is. He's bought and paid for by numerous different interests. I think I haven't looked this up. I don't know for sure, but I'd be curious to check in on this. I think he's pardoned more factual criminals than any president that I know of.
All the Jan 6 people.
Yeah, well, not just them. Yeah, that's terrible. And a lot of them went on to like commit crimes afterward. But there's a lot like people that were like fucking rapists and murderers, all
cartel
sorts of
dealer,
people.
like
yes, he just lets them go.
Yep.
And my guess is they're like, hey, let me talk to Trump. And they like patch him through. Like, what's in it for me? Like, I don't care what you've done. You could be a rapist, pedophile, whatever. Like, hell, that's me anyway. I'm Trump. But then he's like, well, what can you do for me? Well, I've got money in like an offshore account or whatever. I'm part of the fucking like Mexican mafia or whatever. I'll pay you $2 million. Done. You're free.
Yep.
That's all Trump is.
Well, they got him the first time he was in office, selling pardons for like $2 million.
That is so fucked up. And like, again, it's just normal. Like, people are like, well, presidents are corrupt. I have never heard, even on the right, like besides Trump, like right or left, I've never heard of any fucking president being this just fucking brazen, just this direct, not hiding shit.
He don't care.
I know, but like, I know that, you know that, but why does everybody else not see that? What the fuck is wrong with people?
I feel like I don't know what is going on with people. Like my family that were strict Republicans, but they're also super Christians. And they're like, they vote for Trump each time. It's like, are you fucking blind? Are you deaf?
Jeez.
Like, they don't care. They think it's for the best. Which comes down to that where they think they want to bring on the end times and everybody's going to die and go to the heaven and bullshit like that. And Trump must be just the one bringing them to that.
I could see that. They're like, oh, he's the Antichrist. And that's a good thing. It's going to lead us to salvation. And all he's doing is fucking killing people and fucking just, it's evil for no good at all.
Yep. Well, it's good for them because they think heaven's real, which if you translate it from the Hebrew, it just means sky. So you're going to go to the sky.
It's true that it's true that they believe that it's good for them. But objective reality has nothing to do with what you believe. So being that like, well, with God, I can say that theism is possible. With Christianity, it's not. It's logically incompatible. Like Christianity is proven false. It cannot be true. It goes against reality, which means, well, the only way you can slip out of that is to claim that the people that wrote the Bible made mistakes. But if that's the case, then why do you believe any of it anyway?
Yep.
Like, there's no way out of this. Like, Christianity is bullshit. But again, the broader theism, the concept of a God, which I don't believe in, it's at least within the realm of possibility. It can be true. It's unlikely, in my opinion, but it can be true. But Christianity, that shouldn't make you go like, yes, because Christianity is wrong either way. Like, it can't be real.
Well, and then you got your three versions of it: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. I mean, and they're all praying to the same God, but yet every one of them is different.
That's another problem. There's numerous ones, but like, this is why I generally don't jump into like scripture arguments and stuff, is because to me, then you're just wasting your breath, because we know through like logical contradictions that it's bullshit. Why would you take the arguments in scriptures and start debating scripture when we know that it's bullshit? Like, you're why? Well, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. If all these fathers would, on their daughter's wedding night, find out she wasn't a virgin, why aren't they stoning her to death?
Because they're cherry picking. They want to forget about that one. Don't bring that up.
Like, it's so dark. If you actually read the Old Testament, it is just some brutal barbarian shit.
Yep. So here we go. Creation accounts. Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 are considered distinct, non-complementary, and at times contradictory accounts written by different authors using different names for God. The nature of God. Genesis 32:30 states Jacob saw God face to face, while John 1:18 claims no one has ever seen God. Those are just two examples. I could go on forever. But it doesn't matter, because no matter what I say, you're going to use some mental gymnastics to go, well, that's a metaphor, or that's blah, blah, blah. Like, you're always going to defend your fucking emotions. And that's why I don't debate Christians, because you're not capable of logic.
And there's some other weird things. Like, so angels visited the city of Gomorrah, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And Job was leaving with his daughters and told him not to look back. You'll turn into a pillar of salt. Well, his wife turned around, looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. Well, why didn't any of the other people in the town turn into a pillar of salt? Why just them?
Well, the thing is, they don't question that. Like, they don't think critically on any of this. It's just automatic. Like, oh, that's what God said. Like, they don't think of like how obvious it is that it's just bullshit. It's obviously bullshit. It amazes me.
Well, and if they actually understood what words mean, angel just means messenger or herald. Heaven means sky. Like, to actually go back to what the words originally translated to and meaned in that time and period, you have a complete different understanding of what the Bible is actually saying.
That's also a good example with just Genesis right through the very beginning, when it mentions specifically that it's a firmament. And back in those times, they literally believed that there was an ocean, and then there was the sky, and then there was an ocean on top.
Yep. And that's what
they believe.
Flood. Yeah, yes. That's how they thought the flood came about.
And now they'll like change the word's meaning and go, oh, that's not what they meant. And I'm like, then why did they use that fucking word then? Like, it's hilarious to me.
Which, I mean, if people would actually study their history, they understand that the Younger Dryas period, it's whenever the ice started melting, and like a lot of the big glaciers from the Ice Age started melting, and it caused sea levels to rise everywhere. And so the first cities were built on the coast. Well, when those seas rose, they flooded out the cities. Those stories lingered through with the people. They kept telling about flood stories. And
it shows you how people take something, and they because, like, especially because people didn't understand much scientifically back then, they ascribe God to everything that they can't easily explain. And floods is a good example of that. And what it shows you, what these texts, not just the Bible, but all of them show you with the flood myths, is how people take something and they exaggerate the fuck out of it. And like again, it became a worldwide flood. We have archaeological evidence that there was never, ever a worldwide flood on this planet, ever. It did not happen.
Well,
There was,
and where would all the water go? Like you need 3-4 times the amount of water that's on the planet now.
Yeah, look, that is common sense. That it doesn't take much to think of, and they never think of these things because they don't want to.
On the guy saying Jesus means God Savior. Well, Jesus' actual name was Yahushua, which actually translates to Joshua.
Yes.
Not Jesus. Jesus is Latin.
And if someone said that like God Savior or whatever, it came after the fact. Just like most of this. It's like people ascribe religious importance to it after the fact, and then they change things to suit that end. That's how this works.
Yeah, we're almost 3,000 years detached from when a lot of it originated.
Yes, and Dingo, what you just said there, we would not have understood Jesus. There's something similar to that I love to bring up, and that is, honestly, if you think about it, in the United States of America that purportedly has the most like hardcore Christian following, according to them, ever, if Jesus existed right now, as depicted in the Bible, they would hate him. Tell me that I'm wrong. MAGA would hate him because he goes against everything they believe in and stand for.
They call him a commie and then put him in prison.
Exactly. So what the fuck do you believe in? Like, do you believe in anything? Like, apparently they don't even believe in Second Amendment. And I always thought, I was wrong, by the way, but I honestly believed that there's a lot of bullshit that they use to like whatever happens to suit their agenda. But if there was one thing they truly believed in, it was the Second Amendment. And I was wrong about that. Like, what? They don't believe in anything.
They'll do what the TV tells them.
It's so fucking crazy. But, well, when I say they, I'm talking about most. There's a tiny little group of people that actually, like, again, I brought up before Rand Paul. Not that I like him or think he's the greatest or agree with his policies, but he actually fucking stands on his principles, at least most of the time. We need more people like that.
He had a good father, though. Ron Paul was good. He stuck to his guns on everything.
And we need more people like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, people, even Democrats, like, no one actually believes in anything. It's all about, hey, what will benefit me in my career the most? That's what everyone thinks.
Until they're about to retire. Then all of a sudden they get a spine when they're about to retire and never come back to.
Yep. Well, to me, that's not actually getting a spine because it's because you have less to lose that you're doing it. Like,
yep. Well, they don't have to worry about running re-election and lobbying and all that stuff. Like, they're not going to be getting any more money. They already got it all.
True. And it wouldn't surprise me. I don't have any actual facts or anything about this, but it wouldn't surprise me if certain people don't get literal death threats because, like, to me, it just adds up. Do you think wealthy people are just going to let like hardcore, really loud and proud, like socialist people that could literally destroy everything that they've done their corrupt shit for? You think they're just going to, you think that like assassins don't exist in real life? Because you know they do.
Well, like, Trump one just did, he assassinated, was a senator or congressperson, burnt their house down with them in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about oh, no, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, he burned their house down with it. I think he killed them and then burnt the house down or something like that. So, but he had a list of more people to go after.
That's true. I don't know if that's like an assassin or a crazy person, though.
Well,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a MAGA person.
Yeah, right. But either way, like, it wouldn't surprise me. So to be fair, it does take balls to be a congressman and to actually stand on principles in our current day and age, because it's almost to a point where the fucking corrupt ass rich billionaire class have won, or in their eyes, they have. It's not over yet.
Lose now because the dollar's collapsing. So they're going to lose a lot of their wealth.
Well, I think that's the whole thing. And this is conspiratorial, I admit it, but I really do believe that Trump and all of that, it's all on purpose. They want to collapse the dollar. They want to be able to buy up all the land, all the resources for next to nothing. And if they're playing the long game, that's smart, because eventually shit's going to rebound. Not like the dollar is not going to completely rebound, but at least in this specific country, we'll have to create a new system. We'll have to create, I mean, life has to go on. So they come out like fucking bandits in that situation, at least theoretically.
Well, if they buy up everything before the dollar collapses, because once the dollar collapses, like it's losing its value. It's just lost like 20% of its value.
That's true. That's true. So I guess I mean like right before like an inevitable crash.
Well, now if you look at gold, gold's at almost $5,000 an ounce now. So they're divesting from dollars into gold and silver. Silver is like $120 an ounce now.
It makes sense too, because our whole fiat currency has been like, it's all been based on trust for decades. And we don't have that anymore. Trump destroyed that for fucking good. So like now we have to go back to something like it has to actually hold value, and gold and silver have been the age-old fucking method.
Well, and that's what a lot of the countries are doing. So they're divesting from the US dollar. So it's a lot of these different countries that are buying up the gold and silver. Like China is buying tons of gold and silver.
I see that, but I would rather that be the case and at least have something to tie monetary value to than the alternative, which a lot of people are talking about, and that is the global currency going to the how do you say it? The Chinese,
the yuan.
Yuan. Yeah. So that at least it won't be another trust-based bullshit system.
Yeah, they're backed by gold.
That wait, theirs isn't trust-based.
I'm pretty sure the yuan's backed by gold.
Nice. So they're better than we are in that respect. It's more solid, at least, is what I mean. Trump is an Apollo worshiper. I'm pretty sure that Trump doesn't worship anything. Like he's not a believer of anything other than like worshiping himself and money.
Okay, it says it's not fully backed by gold, so I don't know what that means. Does it maybe a certain percent is backed by gold?
Huh. Interesting. The funny thing is, even though I'm not religious, if Jesus existed today, he would be my dude. Like Bernie Sanders is like my guy. He would be my guy. I would be like, this is fucking how everyone should be, even though I don't believe he's the son of God, etc. Like, how crazy and backward is our fucking whole society?
We're definitely backward from the rest of the world.
Yep. Well, it's not just the world. It's like, even if you don't compare us to anything else, if you were just to look at like Christianity and Jesus and his actions, at least purportedly, according to the Bible, you automatically like it's left wing as fuck. Like not even just slightly. It's left wing as you can't get any more left wing than that. And it's like, it amazes me that people try to, I don't know, they use mental gymnastics to try to turn Christianity into some right-wing thing when like he would hate your asses.
Yeah, for sure. Like he was healing the sick, feeding the poor.
Yes.
Like
it's everything.
Welfare.
It's everything the opposite of your fake ass fucking white nationalist Christian bullshit.
In which that's where I was interested in that being a CIA psyop, basically, because it benefits the rich and not the masses.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad, but it's worked, because you don't see, like, to be fair, I'll call the good people out for who they are. I have seen videos of like pastors being like, this is bullshit. This goes against everything Jesus taught, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there are people doing that, but by and large, they seem to be the minority. Yep. And it amazes me because it's so obvious. Like, if all you have to do is read the fucking Bible, I'm an atheist. Like, I have no reason to other than just out of curiosity. And I'm like, it's so obvious. Like, How in the fuck are so many people so fucking brainwashed?
See, now they're saying Apollo is Satan, which that's not him at all.
It wouldn't surprise me if in early Christianity they claimed that Apollo was Satan because it's pagan, like automatically, like. But I don't think they realize that from our perspective, it's all fake, including Satan. Like none of it's real.
Well, even if you learn like Roman mythology, you just know that he's the god of music, poetry, prophecy, healing, archery, and the sun. The sun was his big one. The sun god.
That's all I knew. I didn't know about all the other ones.
That's very evil stuff there, though. Music and poetry.
But that's the thing. They don't have to think. They're told that it's evil, and they don't question. They just like that's how they all operate. Or I don't want to say all. A vast majority of them. And that's dangerous because you could literally, if you just suck up and regurgitate everything you're told and believe it as a fact, all you got to do is have one bad apple. And they're going to be like, God has ordained you that you murder all of these perfectly innocent, like immigrants or whatever. And then they're going to do it.
God killed all the firstborn of Egypt.
Yeah. And they'll point to that as justification too. And so that's why you have to fucking use your brain, even if you're religious.
Yeah, I think something happened. We're just on a diverted timeline and everything's just gone stupid. Fucking CERN playing with shit.
There's I haven't watched it yet, but there's a video that kind of got my interest that was saying that now I've seen videos like this in the past, but now that they went double down, like right now we're basically almost certain that we live in a simulation. And I haven't looked at it. I don't know what they said, but it's like apparently science is kind of, or philosophy at least, they've found out some shit. To be fair, I haven't watched it, so it might be one of those bullshit YouTube videos that's clickbait. It might be a clickbait video, but it's very interesting
nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. But the concept is interesting.
Yeah, which I stand by. I have too many weird coincidences. Like I'll talk about something at work with somebody, and then all of a sudden that becomes something, and I start having shit pop up about it, and it's like it's just too weird of coincidences.
It could be, but it's also explainable with just psychology because, and I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that it could be like just the fact that you talk about something and something similar happens later, your brain is going to latch onto that and find pattern. It's pattern seeking. Like you're going to do it.
Recognition.
Yes. You're going to do it automatically and you're going to assign value to that or go, dude, that's fucking crazy. But the thing is, there's tons of things that you think or talk about that don't mean anything later on down the road. The only difference is your brain doesn't go, oh my God, like that didn't come true. It only happens in reverse.
Yeah, I was thinking about them earlier, what it was, but now I'm just drawing a blank now. It was just weird coincidences I see. It makes you think that you're in a simulation, basically.
There are serious philosophers that claim that there's a link between deja vu and like a glitch in the matrix, so to speak, that we are, and that might have something to do with what they're talking about. I haven't looked into it deeply.
Which I dug into that a little bit. So basically, like say if we're in a simulation that gets to a certain point, then it ends and it just restarts. And we just keep living through the same life over and over again. And eventually you have leak throughs, like deja vu is like a leak through of experiencing an event that already happened before.
Very possible. And when you think about it from a overarching perspective and don't think we're special or anything, and you look at it from a big picture, it kind of makes sense. We now, just as humans, not thinking we're anything special, we have the ability to create virtual worlds. Now, they're not perfect, but we have virtual worlds. And then like we have virtual worlds inside of virtual worlds. Like you'll have like a virtual reality simulator with a video game built in. And that's not science fiction. We already have that. So if you build upon that and think further, it's not very far-fetched to think that we are the product of something similar, because it's a world on top of world on top of world. And like, who's to say that we're special, that we are the overarching like reality of all reality? Who's to say that?
Well, and there is a theory with AI. So once we get to like ASI, artificial superintelligence, that it's going to want the resources of the earth to do whatever it wants to do, and humans are in the way of that. Humans are very wasteful, so it wants the resources for itself. So basically, but like, hey, I'll upload all your minds into this perfect world, blah blah blah, kind of thing. So it makes like an ancestor simulation, uploads all the consciousness of the humans left on Earth at that time, and then we just basically get stuck reliving the same lives over and over from our point of view.
It's definitely possible, but there's some people that have linked it to a belief, a sort of unfounded belief in like afterlives, or not afterlives, but what's it called? Like Hindus believe it, rebirth, or
Reincarnation.
like, yeah, reincarnation, saying that like it's the same idea of what you're talking about, but instead of experiencing the exact same thing over and over, it's the same like consciousness, I guess, or whatever binds shit together, but it's like different experiences, like you're reborn. And that is what deja vu is.
Well, but then you wouldn't have the same experience. So, like, if you're reliving the same life over and over again and get that bleed through, you have that deja vu moment of like, I've done this before.
Well, hold on.
And
Deja vu doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same thing. It can be something that causes you to go, this is so similar that it's like, what the fuck? This
yeah,
is so
I've had it many times.
right. Like, it don't have to be the exact same thing. You know what I mean?
To me, it's always hit it like something happens and it's like all of a sudden my brain's like, I experienced this before, but I know I haven't experienced this
Yes.
before.
Yes, but it can be something specific in an experience that you thought you experienced before, rather than the entire thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a part of an experience. Like, you can, like, in one experience, or this is just a weird example, but like one timeline, you drown in a lake. A different timeline, you're at a waterfall and the water is rushing down over top of you. You can have deja vu based on the similarity. It doesn't have to be exactly the same.
See, mine were always like I like is moments or somebody that's come up and say something to me, and it's like I've already experienced that before, and it just
Like
like
the whole thing.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. That's weird. Like, maybe it's both. Maybe it can be either or.
I kind of look at because like LLMs, they have a lot of bleed through. That's where they get the hallucinations from in LLMs.
What
It's
is an
like
LLM?
large language models,
Oh,
the
yeah.
the AIs we're using pretty much now.
Right.
So like you're using the same browser, you have that open, you have it do a bunch of questions for you, prompts, and then you come back in and do more prompts, and it just layers over top of each other, and you get bleed through from other prompts, previous prompts into the new prompts.
Exactly. And that's what they're saying. Like, we already have evidence of this happening with shit we can look at now that we created. So it doesn't take much imagination to think that that could very easily be outside of us now, and we don't have the utmost reality that we think.
And I mean, what is reality? It's just electrical signals in our brain that we think is real.
That's what I view, because I'm a determinist, and I'm a materialist as well. I believe everything, even consciousness. I think people hate this and they get all worked up about it, but just being truthful, I believe that all your brain, all consciousness is electrical signal. Everything's physical. It's an illusion. It's you. There is no you outside of chemicals and cells and shit like that, in my
Yep.
view. That's what I believe.
That's
And
it. It's just atoms stacked upon each other.
yeah, and it's not just my belief, it's the stance that science leans toward. I'm not going to say it's a fact, because it's not, but it's very close to being a fact. Like, everything, like for instance, back in the day, we would like, you know how you can prove consciousness? We have emotions and you can't point to those, and not physical. Now, neuroscience has actually made it to where you can actually measure the chemicals responsible for your emotions. Everything is material. And
Which,
people
I mean,
hate that because it makes them feel like they're not steering their own shit. But
but
like,
it's all could be just code. We could just be in a program where it's just coded to make us think and feel those things.
it's very possible, and I like to think about it, but at the same time, and I go this with like theists, if, and not saying all of them are, but if whatever they're saying is what's the word? Unfalsifiable, there's really not much of a point in continuing, because if you can't falsify it, then there's always a way to slip out. Like there's no logic to be had there. And you could say the same thing about this. Now, I defend like in simulation theory, and that like philosophically we should discuss these things. But once we get down into like serious like arguments and stuff, I believe it's kind of pointless because it's unfalsifiable. There's no way to show that the simulation theory is not true. And that means it can't really be scientific. It's
hard. Like you can't falsify it, or you can't say it's real or not real. So
exactly. I mean, but because you can't falsify it means that it's not really a realm for science, at least currently. But if it, I would love it if we could get to that point. It's just we're not there yet.
like there's a lobby. Like after we die, you went to a lobby, be like, hey, "We're here until your next load up and start over." Like fuck, and then it just deletes your memory of being in the lobby, and then you start over again.
Please don't make me a platypus. I don't want to be one.
Yeah, that would be bad. Freaking mammal that lays eggs. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know, because there is, I believe that there's beauty and like truth for truth's sake, and that ignorance is not bliss. But in some ways, ignorance is bliss, because you don't have the capacity to understand how shitty your shit is. Like being like a cat, for example. Not saying they're stupid, but in comparison to us, they are. So
Yeah.
like they have the fucking life, and they are like,
Well,
go
depends.
ahead.
If you're born into a good house, but if you're a street
That's
cat,
true. That's true. But even their misery. Now, I'm not downing their misery because I'm a big animal rights activist, but it's not on the exact same wavelength as ours. And the reason why is because they don't have the capacity to, how do I put this? They feel pain. They have an aversion for like certain events and shit. They want to live, etc. But we have the capacity to have like mental anguish on top of that. Like we don't just experience pain and it sucks. We experience the pain of the thought of pain in the future. And that causes dread and psychological anguish and shit. So in certain ways, we have it like, we have it the best and the worst at the same time.
yeah.
If that makes sense, because we experience pain on a level that no other sentient, well, I should say, to our knowledge, no other sentient creature has.
An understanding of death.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The anguish, the thought, the very thought. We're the only creatures that we know of that the thought of not living causes pain, like emotional pain to us.
When that's a lot like how religion comes about, because people use religion to get rid of these fears.
I agree. That's a theory, but I agree completely. That's pretty much my, like almost my entire philosophy of what religion is essentially it's a defense mechanism to cope with the fear of death and fear of the unknown too.
That's why I call them death cults, because it's just about a cult about worrying about dying.
Pretty much. And it's so crazy because I believe that there's a lot of positive in acknowledging your mortality. In fact, and I sincerely believe this, the only things that mean anything in your life is predicated on the fact that your life is finite.
Yep.
Like love. Love means nothing if you're eternal. Anything you can think of, it doesn't matter what it is, put it in that place and think about what that would look like if you were eternal, and it would mean nothing. So yeah, that's why I think it's so weird to create that defense mechanism around it.
Yeah, people just fear death, though. I mean, that's just
And
getting them to understand it, though. Is like,
right.
this is make the best of the life you have, because you are guaranteed you have this life. So make the best of it, because you're here now.
Exactly. Well, that's why I'm so fervent about my beliefs. I'm not an anti-theist, but it drives me crazy that so many people are spending their lives on something that has like a, well, I was going to say a high chance. It's actually logically contradictory, which means even if there is a God, the Christian God does not exist for sure, for a fact. And you're spending your entire life on this thing, and then you die. You just wasted your whole fucking life.
Yep. And
You know how
income.
sad that is to me? Like they think that I'm one of these guys that are just like, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's all that matters. That's not it. I actually give a fuck about people. And it's so sad that they're all fucking throwing their lives away. And it's not just that. There's also the fact that the religion itself causes evil to permeate through society and they call it good. There's that as well. That's probably the bigger thing for me. But yeah, it's fucking drives me insane.
Well, I hope AI fixes some of that.
I hope so too, but I'm not very hopeful, to be honest. Like,
Well, it's like people, for some reason, have this weird trust of AI. Like, people are now falling in love with it and shit like that. Like, it's weird.
I think part of that is hand in hand with our current shit. People are hopeless. They have no meaning anymore. They're like society's shattering before our fucking eyes, and people are latching on to anything in a similar to way that we were describing God for many people. It's like a defense mechanism for coping. I believe that people are doing that with anything and everything. And that's why I say just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you're logical. And what I mean by that is there's many atheists that I know, and I point to this example all the time with my neighbor that talks shit about how stupid fucking Christians are, but he believes that fucking magic is real. Like, how in the fuck can you come up with that and talk shit about like how crazy religion is?
Yeah, which religion's mostly just magic bullshit.
Exactly. But it's like, but you believe in some shit that's just, if not more irrational. And so I, at least in this one regard, I'm not saying logic is all people are and all that matters, but in this one regard, I try to look at things objectively and I don't go, oh, you're an atheist, so you're smart and you know you're logical, because that's not necessarily the case. That's more likely to be true, but that's not a given.
No. I think it's more like people with autism have a better understanding of some of these things, where a lot of people don't have autism
I
or any kind of.
agree logically 100%. And that's kind of what autism is. Autism is sort of like, if you want to call it a mental illness, I don't, but if you want to, that's fine. What it means is we are damaged, if you want to use that word, in a
I
certain
use
way.
wired different.
That's what I use. But what I'm doing is trying to say, even if you want to look at it differently, it's still the same thing. What it means is we are emotionally dampened, for lack of a better term. And that means we see things logically in a way that you can't. And I'm not saying that as like an arrogant thing. I'm saying that because that's factually what's happening. And
That's
that
just how our
means
brains are wired to see things.
exactly. And so you could be like, okay, that means like the emotional things that I care about, you aren't as strong at. You're right. Absolutely. But we're talking about things that are factual. That's where your TISM people, as Gadwin calls us, that's where we shine. So when it comes to factual shit, when it comes to what is real and what is not, you should be listening to us.
Which I think that's a lot of the greatest minds throughout history were that same thing, where they had the tism.
Yes, and throughout history, people took that seriously and went, "Hey, we should take these people seriously. They can see shit that we don't understand."
The
And
visionaries.
yes, and they saw them as visionaries, but we're currently in like a little fucking anti-intellectualism movement where there's so many people like that alive today that could change the world for the better. And these idiots are like, fuck them. I don't believe anything they say. They're lying. Like, what the fuck? Like it's all going to waste.
Ray, just so you know, I have Asperger's. I'm autistic, so I'm not picking on your people.
He might be talking about something different. Maybe it's because I was talking shit about Christianity. It's not, but if that's the case, I'm not picking on something by saying something that's factually true. When I make a statement that's backed by facts, like something can't be a logical contradiction, as I've pointed out numerous already, and could have went further, it's not attacking you. You're not your belief. You are not Christianity. That's something that you happen to believe. I'm not attacking you. That's your identity protecting itself.
Oh, and the link is in the top of the chat. Should be.
Yes, and if you're coming, you need to make it quick because I'm already past my time.
Yeah, we like quick comers.
It means that you're passionate about that butthole action.
Woo! Yeah, sucks. Melody ran off. I wanted to get her butthole all moist and everything.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the case or if it, like a couple of streams ago, I said something that pissed her off, but she seems to have been like, what word would I use? Not angry, but like
standoffish.
Yes, toward me, the last live stream or two. It seems like there's a grudge there. I could be wrong. Ray, before I add you, she what?
She didn't get up last time either. She was in chat, but she didn't get on.
I think that she's holding a grudge. I could be wrong, but she seemed to be very. Every time I said something, she would say the opposite just to kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you know how people do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's something that pissed her off that I said a couple of streams ago.
I do piss her off a lot too. I go over to the Blade Runner. I told her to send me a tit pic, and then I'd really share it with you.
Before I forget, Ray, I should have said this before even telling you to click the link. I don't have it up now, but there's currently a rule. And are you a Trump supporter? Answer that question in chat.
Insert cricket sound.
He may have left the chat to come to StreamYard. Hopefully that's not the case because he won't be hearing anything if that's the case. You know what? I'll just ask him. Ray.
Hello.
He might be having mic issues. Hello, Ray.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, but I have to go over
no,
something.
I'm not a Trump supporter.
Okay, then you're welcome.
I am not a. So I think Trump. Okay, no. So I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to weird you out. I don't think I'm not a Trump supporter.
Look, I don't care if you think he's the Antichrist, whatever. I don't care. As long as you don't support Trump, you're welcome here. I don't care if you disagree with everything I say. As long as you're not a Trump supporter, you're welcome here.
No, the whole thing is I probably like him a lot less than you do.
I don't know if that's possible. I mean,
I see Mr. Führer.
I would love it.
No,
if that were
so
true,
is Lord Godwin JT? Because he sounds just like him.
No, I don't think they sound similar at all.
Yeah, I don't think at all.
No. Yes, that's you, JT.
That's not JT. I promise you.
JT.
I swear to you, I'm not trolling you. That is 100% not JT. JT's been on here numerous times.
Yeah, I'm always Gadwin. Okay. I've been Gadwin for like 10 years more.
Maybe he sounds slightly similar. I don't know. To me, they don't sound alike, but I guess I could see it.
JT has more energy behind his voice. Like he's always very kind of sporadic, like loud.
He's also more manipulative to get drama going.
Yeah.
He's very bad at that.
You know, JT is a real snake.
That's what I'm saying, basically. Like, I don't have a personal problem with him. Like JT is JT, but I'm going to acknowledge the truth is he's a very manipulative person, and he does he plays people socially like it's his thing.
JT is the type of person that would sit right in Donald Trump's lap.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a Trump supporter or not. That from what I've heard, he's like very. I think he don't talk politics. I don't know for sure, but it sounds like he's concerned that he'll create a rift with his people. So he wants to like be all completely neutral and straddle the fence, so to speak. I don't know if that's true, but that's the impression I get.
He likes the influence of being like a leader kind of thing.
Yes, and he knows that will be damaged if he picks a side.
So you, I understand you hate politics, and I agree.
I don't hate politics.
Politics is Satan's playground. It is.
I don't believe in Satan.
Okay.
But it's perfectly fine that you do.
Yeah, I like politicking if it's done right.
I think Joe Biden let all of the illegals in, and God bless their souls, just so Trump can come in and play the hero and get them all out. What do you think about that?
I don't believe that.
Biden deported a lot of people.
Joe Biden didn't, like, the whole saying that everybody believes that he had an open border is bullshit, because he actually sent more people back than Trump did during his first term.
Oh my God.
Look it up. It's a fact.
Joe Biden let more people in than anybody did.
No, that's not true. Well, no, hold on. More people did.
He did that just so Trump could play the hero.
No, hold on. It is true that more people came across the border, but it had nothing to do with Joe Biden. He never said, come on, come one, come all. He actually sent more people back.
Well, yes, he did too.
He did not. Like, that's all like Fox News bullshit propaganda. It's not true. And also out of the three, we look at Obama, Biden, and Trump. Number one who sent the most back was Obama by far. Number two is Joe Biden. Number three is Donald Trump. Like, this whole idea that people have in their head that Trump is like this like the most hardcore president ever. That's not even true in the last few terms. Like, it's all a lie.
Fox News
propaganda. You agreeing with? Yeah, but you are agreeing with me. It's all a lie. It's all political theater.
Well, hold on. Not all politics.
It's satanic. It's the devil. It's all political. It's Satan.
Because something's a lie doesn't mean that Satan's real. Like, lies exist even if Satan doesn't. I understand how you see things, though. It's fine. But I'm just saying, I don't view things that way.
So who do you think's correct? No, let me ask you something. Who do you think's creating all this evil?
Why do you believe that someone has to create all this? Like, why?
Well,
where did it come?
Where did it come from?
Individuals create evil in our current world.
So people are evil.
Yes, but you don't have to look for a supernatural god or devil. Like, it's all explained just with basic psychology. Like, human beings,
it's not. Where did we come from?
Us as humans?
Yeah.
We descended from primates. We share we share a
common ancestor. If I came from a monkey, what the fuck should I ever care about ever again?
We don't share common
What should I ever care about ever again? If I really came from a monkey, what should I care about?
You didn't come from a monkey. We share a common ancestor.
No, only with great apes, not monkeys.
Yeah, God is our common ancestor.
You can, like, oh my God. Like, you just keep throwing out assertions, but there's never any evidence. Like, it's just crazy, dude. Like.
No, okay, so let me ask you this. Why are we the only ones that wears clothes? No other animals wear clothes. Only us.
because we evolved, and there's many different theories.
So why didn't any of the other ones? Why didn't mosquitoes wear suits?
They have all evolved, just not to the extent we have.
So we're the only ones
that wear clothing. Yes, to our knowledge, yes.
So why aren't dolphins on the internet?
Because they haven't evolved to have that sort of intelligence.
Yeah, they don't have thumbs.
Well, come on, dude. You're smarter than that.
I know.
I know you're smarter than that.
That I'm smarter than that is why I'm disagreeing with you. That's why this is so funny.
Animals wear clothes. Like, did you ever see a snail or a hermit crab? They wear shells that aren't theirs.
Have you ever saw a monkey that does shaving cream and shaves his face? Never.
Look. This is the only thing I need to say that will just shatter this whole narrative. And that is DNA, which can't lie. DNA proves that we descended from primates. You can't deny that. Like nothing that you get emotional about can change that. We descended from primates, whether you like it or not.
And I'm going to tell you something right now, center left atheist.
Go ahead.
I have saw multiple videos on YouTube that says our DNA has YAH written on it. Do you know what that name is?
Oh my Jesus Christ. Are you trying to come up with a conspiracy that DNA is proof of God?
YAH is written on human DNA. No, so do you know whose name that is? I'm asking you a question.
No, but I think you're going to go with Jehovah or God or something like that, and that's not at all what
I'm going to tell you right now, he signed his signature on our DNA.
Hold on, if that's true, why does evolution contradict the Bible?
Evolution does not contradict the Bible.
No, hold on. Evolution doesn't contradict theism, and I say that many times, but it 100% contradicts the Bible. The Bible cannot be real if evolution.
Well, you got to explain that. Explain it to me.
Okay, look.
No, because why? Because I don't understand.
Hold on. Okay, according to the Bible, God basically snapped his hands or fingers or whatever and created.
Oh, no.
It even explained exactly how he created man, and he made man in his image, etc., etc. And
that's why he wrote his name on our DNA.
Hold on.
I put it in the chat. It's bullshit.
Okay.
Oh no, it is not bullshit.
So look. The fact that we can prove that we descended from primates contradicts the Bible, because the Bible literally makes it
why are silverback gorillas still living in the trees and we're not?
Gorillas
Case closed. Case closed.
Trees. There's no gorillas in trees anywhere.
So, but I understand the point he's trying to make, and it's something that theists make all the time, which is not a point at all. And that is, why are there still monkeys if we descended from monkeys? And the point,
because it's a lie. No, it's a lie.
The answer is you don't understand how evolution works. That's the answer. And
why don't they have the in-between bones?
We do.
Why don't they have any of the in-between bones?
We have literally bones that show every stage we have like 6 or 7 different evolutions from frickin' primates to us. You're acting like we don't have that. We've had this for years.
They're not there if you don't look.
Yeah, it's like,
why hasn't other species did it? No other species.
We have
everything's
those too.
Evolving.
Who?
Everything.
Tell me who.
Cats. Cats are just one example. Felines, frickin' tigers, lions, even like common household cats all have common ancestors. It's proof. You can't deny it.
Not even one of them is talking like we are right now.
They don't have vocal cords to do so.
Dude.
No, Mr. Heathcliff is talking like we are right now.
That has nothing to do with anything we're talking about.
It means everything.
No, it doesn't. Like it's like we happen to be the smartest creatures on
No,
the planet.
no, we do. It's not an accident. We are made in the image of God.
If
We're not
that's
like
true,
Okay.
them.
hold on. If that's true, and I don't concede that point, but if that's true, it's definitely
You
not
shouldn't concede it.
but it's definitely not the Christian God, because the Christian God cannot exist. Not in this world.
Why? Okay, no, I want to shut everything down. Why can't the Christian God of the Bible exist?
I've already answered this
Please,
question.
plead your case.
Hold on.
Plead your case. Plead it. I want to hear it right now.
You're not letting me talk. So earlier in chat, you asked that exact same question and I answered you, and now you're acting like I didn't say anything. So hold on. Why am I going to answer you?
I might have been daydreaming.
Why-
I do that a lot.
Why am I going to answer you if you're just going to just ignore everything?
I'm all ears now.
I'll answer you again. Creation accounts. Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 are considered distinct, non-complementary, and at times contradictory accounts written by different authors using different names for God. That's one. The nature of God. Genesis 32:30 states Jacob saw God face to face, while John 1:18 claims no one has ever seen God. Both of those things cannot be true at the same time. Now, because I don't want to overtalk you, I'm going to stop there. But if you need more, I can go on and on and on. It's bullshit. It's logically impossible. It's made up.
Religion is the tool of kings to control the ignorant masses. That's about it.
Yep.
Who did you say Joseph saw? Joseph? You said Joseph saw God's face?
Jacob. So Genesis 32:30 states Jacob saw God face to face, while John 1:18 claims no one has ever seen God. They're contradictory because it's fake. It's not real. And that's just a couple of them. There's so many contradictions in the Bible.
There's another one I can't remember. He apparently saw God's face wreathed in flame and everything like that. And to me, that just tells me that they're doing psychedelics. So psychedelics are very common in the Middle East. Acacia trees, there's many mushrooms and such. And early religions based off.
No, wait. It also says he passes in front of people sometimes, and he just shows the back of his head.
There's no way out of this, dude. Either someone has seen God.
No, wait a second. Moses was up in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights.
Uh-huh.
And God walked. He didn't show. He just showed the back of his head.
So either John is lying or Jacob is lying. Either way, there's a good reason not to take your text seriously.
Okay, Liz. So John walked with him for 3.5 years.
According to the Bible.
Misconception. Jesus is not God. Like this whole, he was supposedly the son of God.
Yeah.
But he is not God himself. Like, I don't know how people.
No, he is the word of God manifested, right?
But a son of God, not God himself.
Well, in any case, I've already went way past my time. Ray, you're more than welcome. I come on usually Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're more than welcome to come back, but I've got to go this time. Thank you for being civil. And I'll admit that at a point I kind of got I don't want to use the word sanctimonious, but I got kind of dismissive, kind of a little bit assholey. I apologize for that. But we do disagree, and we can talk about it at another time if you'd like. Thank you everyone for coming on. I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Later.